conference.
Okay, so can I be seen? Can everybody see me? If you can see me, please confirm that you can see me. Thank you very much for joining this morning. I know we're in different parts of Nigeria. It's raining in some areas. If you're in Lagos, you know that it's raining over here. So thank you for granting me your audience. And please, if I speak too fast, if you can't hear me at any point, please write in the chat. Look at your screen, you will see the chat area. We're going to make use of that chat box frequently, all right? So today's session is going to be very, very interactive, but I'll start with introducing myself and the organization that I work for. So FMR Agency is Future Moves Recruitment Agency, and FMR is a licensed HR company that helps businesses be more sustainable through help of recruitment services, trainings, manpower planning, corporate retreats, performance management, outsourcing, and even structuring organizations as the case may be. Now, this is me. My name is Thelma Ibe, and I'm the founder of Fast Learn as well as FMR Agency. And like I rightly said, FMR Agency offers HR services. And then Fast Learn is an online learning platform where you can learn any skill you want and get certified. Some of the courses there are certified by UNN. So in case you're looking to grow your skills in any other area for your personal development, you can consider Fast Learn. That's the FASLEARN.com platform for any learning needs. So I've been in HR for over 10 years, and most of my life I've worked in the education sector. I have worked as a lecturer in the University of Nigeria Business School, and I've also been a trainer for up to 10 years. I've had experience in the end-to-end HR, so that means I've done all the phases of HR. You know, HR has about 12 subsectors, and I've been able to work in each and one of the sectors. So I can tell you for free that I understand some of our human needs. So we have some ground rules. And of course, because it's virtual, doesn't mean we can't have ground rules. And we know that people have joined from different parts. And, you know, all thanks to technology for giving us the opportunity to have online sessions that everybody from anywhere can join without us breaking the bank or without us, you know, struggling to converge in one place. So please participate in this session as much as you can. Interact. We're going to be using the chat button a lot. I'm going to be asking us a lot of questions, and I expect responses on the chat. If we're 42, I expect 42 responses. If we're 50, if we're 100, I expect that everybody is responding. Please, no ranks. It's possible that there are some different levels of, you know, cadres in this meeting. For the purpose of this training, we are all on the same level to learn. So we wouldn't want anybody to, you know, talk down on anyone in the course of this conversation. Then if there are things that we talk about here, please know that it's confidential. There are certain things that we may say here for the purpose of learning, and it's not for us to take out and do other things with it. I think it's best, please make sure that you put your microphone on mute, and then make sure that your cell phones are also silent should you be talking so that it doesn't disrupt us. Ask questions. The only way I know that people are learning is when they ask questions. If we don't ask questions, I assume that it's possible that we are not learning. And then most importantly, have fun. So what are we going to be learning today? We're going to be learning what customer service is. If I ask someone will be like, customer service, I mean, it's normal now, we know what it means. I guarantee you that we know what customer service means, but we don't know how to apply it in our jobs. And that's why we're having this conversation today. We're going to discover what customer service is, the different types of customers, how to meet their expectations, who is a difficult customer, attitude, behaviors, and skills of great customer service. We're also going to be looking at how to manage phone calls, because I know that a lot of us here take calls. And we're also going to be learning communication. We're also going to be learning communication. So my first conversation today is going to center around the history of NIPOST. Can someone tell us the history of NIPOST? I need someone to unmute themselves and tell us the history of NIPOST. How did NIPOST come about? You can't be working in an organization where you don't know the history of the organization. If someone tells you to tell them, speak to me about NIPOST, how did it come about? What are you going to say? So I'm waiting for us, please. Someone should raise their hand, unmute, and tell us the history of NIPOST. How did NIPOST come about? If I don't get any response, I will assume that we don't know about the organization we are working for. So in 3, in 2, who is going to tell us? Who is going to tell us the history of NIPOST? Please, I hope I can be heard. Maybe I'm not heard, that's why nobody's responding. Is it possible that I'm not heard? You can either write, but I would prefer somebody to speak. I prefer somebody to speak. Tell us, speak. We want to hear it from you, not just type. This one, I want people to speak. Tell us. Lydia, it's like you want to tell us. Is the only one person that knows the issue of NIPOST?
All right, I think a lot of them can't unmute.
Oh, okay. Please, can you allow them to speak? I'm happy to have them speak. Tell us. Tell us, tell us, tell us. What is the history of NIPOST? Like, give me the story. You know, I'm just hearing because, of course, I don't know NIPOST. Well, I mean, I know NIPOST as some organization that I've stopped using, you know, that can't deliver my parcel. So that's what I know NIPOST about. But now I want to know NIPOST from a point of how they started up. So I need to hear. So please, Bala, have you enabled that? If you have, please let them tell us. Somebody can just raise their hands and tell us the history.
Okay, all right. I see Enoch. Enoch is raising his hands. There are a lot of very brilliant NIPOST staff that know why they are here. Of course. Please, smoke for my hand. Tell me about NIPOST, please. Tell her everything about NIPOST. Positive, negative, there's no correct answer. Everything you know about NIPOST. Thank you very much. Enoch, please, you can unmute yourself to tell us about NIPOST. And then there are some people in the chat section already that are answering.
No, this was I want to hear with my ear. Walk me through from where to where. All this was if you are typing in this chat is not no. I don't agree with this. Okay, Enos, please, we're waiting. They said they still can't unmute.
Enoch, you can unmute. Check there are 3 dots or 3 full stop buttons you can see. Once you take, yes, you're good to go. Enoch, we can hear you. Enoch?
I think they're still unable to unmute.
No. He's actually, his audio is out now already.
Okay.
Yeah, but I also see Edwin Effiong in the chat session. He submitted a whole brochure about NIPOST for you there. Company information, history, and the whole 19th century saga. So please check in the comment section, Thelma. You see, my people, where una dey, tell us about NIPOST, please. I'm not allowed to talk about it. If not, I will give you a whole textbook. You still? Let me see. Give me a second. Allow participants. All right, so you can unmute yourself now. I see Enoch, you can unmute yourself. Azizat, Ajoku, Chigozie, tell us about NIPOS. Damilola, tell us about NIPOS. Let's hear from only Aina, please. Aina. Okay, Ajoku, we can hear you. All right, Damilola, please, you can go on.
Can you guys hear me? Good morning, everybody.
Yes.
Okay, so just
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Chigozie. Please go on.
The answer. Okay.
Tell us about NIPOS. Okay. Damilola.
okay, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Okay, so from the brief history that I have that I know of, I believe that NIPOS was established in 1852 by the British colonial government, and then the first post office was established in Lagos by the same British colonial government. And then it became like a crucial information structure, means of communication from 1966 down to 87. That's the little I know. Can you guys hear me? Hello?
Yes, I can hear you. Go on, please.
Yes, we did hear you. Thank you very much. Is there anybody else who wants to speak? Just one more person. And
Soje.
No, Soje. So he can't even speak. His audio is not on. Enoch hasn't been able to say anything. Okay, so we're going to move from here. For any serious moving employee of any organization, the first thing you want to know is, how did our organization come about? You must know it. You can only represent what you know. You can only talk about what you know. What you don't know, you can't do what? You can't talk about it. So it's very important that you know the history of NIPOS, so that if you're asked questions about the organization, you can be able to tell. This organization is older than many of us here. Some of us weren't born when it started. But where are we today is what we want to address. So please familiarize yourself with the history of NIPOS if you don't know it. Know at what point, and how we landed where we are today. And that will be very, very crucial. Now, my second question, please again, be on the chat. What is the philosophy or core values of NIPOS? When I used to work in the bank, I give this story every time. In most private organizations, the core value is what we represent, what people know us for. The philosophy is who we are. When you come, what do you see? When I used to work in the bank, our managers at that time, you can walk into the branch and the first question you're asked is, what are the core values of the company? If you don't answer it, you may risk being sacked. Why? Because your core value represents you. So we want to see whether the core values of NIPOS is actually a reflection of what we're seeing today in NIPOS. I say it all the time. The very first time and the last time that I visited a NIPOS center was about 3 years ago in Enugu, in Ogui Road. And my experience there was terrible. So when I came through the philosophy of NIPOS, I laughed so hard I said, do these people really understand the core values of this organization? And then I realized that, no, we don't. So, but let's see. At least now I'm talking to people from different locations in Nigeria. So I want to know, what are our philosophies? Can somebody tell me what are the core values of NIPOST? What are the philosophy of NIPOST? Please, you can write in the chat, or please write in the chat a short. If you know that, write in the chat. Tell us in the chat. Okay, so Deborah says, we respect our employees as the source of our strength. We value their contributions. We are committed to their aspirations. Please share, share, share. What are the core values of NIPOST? What are the philosophies of NIPOST? Please write. I want to see. Okay, I'm only seeing one. I'm only seeing one where we're saying our employees are our strengths. But it was categorized into different sectors. Okay. NIPOST core value focus on providing efficient and reliable postal service. Someone else says, as a responsible corporate citizen, we deal honestly with all our publics. And okay, so fantastic. So some of us have an idea of what our core values are. Core values are what make an organization. When you go to the bank, when you go to some of their values, they will tell you our values are professionalism, our values are good customer service. And when you walk into the bank, what do you see? You see professionalism, you see good customer service. At least the bank is one of the sectors in Nigeria that is trying their best in terms of customer service. So please write in the chat. Make sure you don't send it directly to me. Write it where it says the group chat. So write it as much as you can. Now, when I read these core values of NIPOST, I said I had a very big laugh. Please listen. NIPOST says that our philosophy is number one, our customers. Our customers. And NIPOST said our customers are the reason for our being. Therefore, our primary challenge is to meet their needs or wants. Please, in the comment section, can you write this number one philosophy of NIPOST? Is it met? True or false? True or false? Write in the comment section. You people said the reason for your being is that customers are your primary challenge, and your goal is to meet their needs and what? Please tell me. Are we meeting their needs or not? Yes or no? If I see yes, because I'm a customer of NIPOST, if I see yes, I'm going to fight the person that is writing yes. Because this is just a decorative content on the website of NIPOST. When I read it, I laughed. I said, are you sure everybody in NIPOST understands that customer is the reason why they're in business? I said, no, because we are not meeting customers' needs. You are not meeting customers' needs from communication to customer service to delivery to the end point. I don't think employees in NIPOST think that they are here because of customers. No. I think people are in NIPOST are here because they are public service area. They are here because it's civil service. They are here because it's, we just sit down and nobody really cares. If it's moving, fine. The customers come, no problem. So the question you need to ask yourself from this philosophy is, are we here for our customers? The answer is what? No. If I create a pool now with Nigerians, you see that not even one person, the only people that will say true is the people that are inside NIPOST. And when the internal people are saying yes, and the entire world is saying no, what does it mean? The answer is what? No. The second philosophy says, our employees, we respect our employees as the source of our strength. We value their contributions, and what? We are committed to their aspiration. This part of NIPOST, is it true or false? Please write in the comment section and tell me. Is it true or false? So, this one is particularly involved with internal processes. So this has to do with your management. This has to do with, how the organization is committed to your aspiration, to your growth, to your strength. Okay, so I see true, I see false, I see in between. Okay. So I may not completely tell for this one because I'm not an internal person. Okay. So, but if I see yes and no, it means that the organization is in between. And I believe that why NIPOS is taking these steps to address certain things is because they want to respect and value your contributions. I believe that's why this training is holding. If the organization does not have that in mind, maybe all of the changes that are coming up may not happen. Okay, so we're in between yes and no here. All right. Okay. Our services. NIPOS says that their philosophy is what? We maintain market leadership in the provision of postal service in Nigeria. This one, I laughed and I could not hold myself. What market leadership? Which one? Which one is left? In fact, I believe that even us as employees, when we go out and we tell people who work in NIPOS, they're like, you work in NIPOS, you must be in the dark. Or they will tell you, is that one still existing? How many of us have had situations where people ask us, where are we? People ask us where we work and we say NIPOS, say, is that one still existing? We have experienced that. So NIPOS says that we want to maintain market leadership. This is completely, in fact, you have not even captured the market in, 1/4 of Lagos has not even been captured, let alone the states. But this is the philosophy of NIPOS. NIPOS have told us that they want to maintain market leadership. But they cannot. They have not. So people ask us, is NIPOS still existing? I tell everybody, if you want to grow in your career, you have to be careful about your personal brand. Some of you are going to retire tomorrow. If you retire from NIPOS as early as in your 40s or your early 50s, question you will ask yourself is, am I marketable? Can somebody come and want to take me and say, because you worked in NIPOS, I want you to come and be an MD, you want to come and be operation manager of our own postal services? No, because we have not represented the brand. People can't feel our impact. A lot of people will tell you that, no, I can't work here, or I can't get somebody from NIPOS because they haven't seen the result of each and every one of us. And what I tell everybody is, your MD, your general, your control general or whoever, your CEO is not NIPOS. NIPOS is everybody put together, including you, whether your name is Success, whether your name is Michael, whether your name is Enoch, whether your name is Dabilola, everybody is NIPOS. So in case you think NIPOS is President Tinubu, or you think NIPOS is, all of us will represent NIPOS in the several areas of our work. So the question is, how are we maintaining it? How are we maintaining market leadership? We're not. NIPOS started before everybody, and now is the least performing organization in Nigeria in terms of delivery services. You can attest to that. But this is what NIPOS promised customers on your website. This is what we go and see. And somebody uses your services only for them to regret their entire life. I mentioned that I went to Enugu NIPOS some 3 years ago. And when I got in there, oh Lord, I said, whatever would make me come to NIPOS again, I reject it. I was sent an item from China, and I needed to pick that up in Enugu. And when I got there, hello, good morning, good morning. Nobody was talking to me. I said good morning like 3 times before somebody responded. And I said, sorry, I had to look back at my paper to see whether this was a free service. And I realized that NIPOS does not run a free service. NIPOS is a revenue generating company. If it's false, please tell me. It wasn't a free service. And the type of service I got shocked me. There is not a lot the management can do. Customer service is in you. It is how you want to deliver service that will come up. It's not about management. Management cannot force you to give good customer service if you are not intentionally making that effort to give it. And like I said, you are your personal brand. I tell anybody that attends training, this training is not for NIPOST at all. This training is for you. Whatever you learn, you go with. Some of us will open our businesses tomorrow. When we open our businesses tomorrow, you will see that customer service is what will drive whatever it is you're doing. If you're good in customer service, it affects your relationship with your friends. It affects your relationship positively, even with your family members, your children. So don't see this session as what NIPOST mandated us to come and sit down here and have. No, it's a personal development program. Whatever you learn here is yours. Take it and do with it whatever you wish. But remember, where you are is a reflection of what you can give. Like I told you now, ask yourself, if they are looking for core people when you retire, would they come for you? No, because NIPOST does not have good reputation. Employees have not proven themselves to be worthy. But imagine if after what the management is trying to do now, NIPOST picks up and people are leaving the service. Let's say you guys are retiring in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years. Don't you know that you'll be the hottest cake to want to hire? So we must move past seeing NIPOST as a government organization. Last 5 years, at least everybody can attest, the skills of people are changing every day. The skills that were required 5 years ago has changed now. So everybody has to move as fast as their legs can carry them. So if you're here thinking that, oh, you know, we can stay in NIPOST, retire from here, you don't have any plans, I tell you, I guarantee you for free, by the time you retire, in fact, you are not marketable in the industry. So please, see yourself, build your personal brand. Don't do it because it's NIPOST. Give customer service because you want to give it. You want your customers to enjoy the service. You want to see that you can actually relate with people and get things done. So if you're here, please have that at the back of your mind. This training is for you. It's not for NIPOST. It will be fantastic if you use it for NIPOST, but you will use it more for yourself. You use it more to grow yourself, to grow your career, to grow your skills. And in the future, if you have businesses or wherever you find yourself, you understand customer service. The other philosophy said here that as a responsible corporate organization, which, respectfully speaking, we deal honestly with our publics. For me, this is a joke. It's a joke. In fact, I said, who are the consultants that work with the management to write this philosophy? Because this is not a reflection of what we're seeing. Would you honestly? No, there's no honesty. When you tell me my goods is going to be ready in 3 days, and in 3 months later, I'm not seeing it. When I send 5 pairs of shoes, and when I want to pick it up, I'm losing 1 shoe or 2 shoes. You people who are test with us now, many of you, at least you guys are, I know that the people that are here are millennials and maybe, I don't know if people have Gen Z here, but mostly millennials and Gen X. And you people have social media. And you people have seen, there was a certain post that went viral 2 days ago. Someone bought a wristwatch, an expensive wristwatch that was sent from the US or so to Nigeria. And by the time it got to Nigeria, that wristwatch was swapped with another inferior and fake wristwatch. And by the time it got to the customers realized that it was swapped. Now tell me, and that post was on social media. Guess what? In fact, in less than 5 hours, 1 million people viewed that post. Do you know what 1 million is? If you people start marketing NIPOST, do you know how many years it will take up to 1 year to reach 1 million customers? But with social media, in less than 5 hours, 1 million customers were reached. Now tell me, how can people take you seriously as an employee of NIPOST? Meaning that the reputation that we are giving NIPOST is also affecting our personal brand. Are we dealing honestly with public? No, we're not. Sometimes you even pay for service. Somebody tells you, madam, the service is 3,000. But if you want your goods to reach there in 3 days, you have to pay extra 2,000 to me so that I can facilitate it. Are we dealing honestly with our customers? The answer is no. And like I said, it does not grow our personal brand. So if you think that is a flex, I sit down and then I do it, it does not. It doesn't. Then the final one is where I was told here that the motto of NIPOST is service excellence. Who said that? Where and how? Service excellence, where? That's not true. Do you know what service excellence means? Service excellence means that you deliver and you over-deliver. This one, I don't think. This motto has to change. Except we are ready to say that, okay, yes, truly, we want to move from here to giving service excellence. So these are the things that makes a caricature of NIPOST. When I post and say this is the philosophy of NIPOST, and not even one person represents the motto of NIPOST. But if all of us put our minds to it, we can work towards this goal. We can work towards this philosophy. Like I said, your personal brand reputation is as good as your organization. If NIPOST has a bad reputation, you are a bad person. If NIPOST has a good reputation, don't you see that there are some organizations that when they want to hire, right? When they want to hire senior roles, they look for people that left certain organizations that are reputable. Okay, why? Reputation matters. Reputation matters. So if we have to move this motto, then it's not what the CEO can do. It's not what the board of directors can do, even though we'll drive it down from there. But you that is in your different location, customer service, courier, this one, all of you that are in your different location. Because the CEO will not be in Lagos and see what is happening in Abakaliki. He will not be in Lagos and see what is happening in Kaduna. He will not be in Lagos and know what's happening in Osun State. It's only when they come there. So that's why you have your managers, you have your directors and so on, who you're supposed to work with. But sometimes they do all of these things that when they are not there, we move out of the cadre. So the question is, at this point, do we want to work towards service excellence? Before, many people thought they had monopoly of things until things started changing. I'll give you an example of the distribution companies. When it was public service, everybody thought it's business as usual until what happened? There was privatization.
Good morning.
And a lot of people lost their jobs at that time. So when you do your job, don't do your job because you feel you are a civil service. Do your job because you know that what is ahead of you is more than this place where you are.
Hello.
Please mute your mic. Mute.
Okay.
Helma, we can't hear you.
Okay, please, can you hear me now?
Yes, please.
Good.
Very good. Yes, I can hear you.
All right. Okay, so please, let's continue to mute ourselves. So this quote says that customer service is becoming a key driver of value generation and strategic differentiation in an overcrowded market. Please, to make this English very simple, Customer service is the difference between two competitors. The market is crowded. Because of NIPO's negligence, so many foreign companies have entered Nigerian market and have taken over the market. I'm sure you know about that. You have DHL, you have UPS, you have this one, you have even the local ones are even more profitable than NIPO's at this time. What do you think differentiated them from you? What differentiated them between you and them is customer service. They realize that customer is king. They take customers' call. They deliver their parcel on time. They have the system and technology to track. Employees are well-mannered, well-cultured. And that is why they've taken your customers. So if NIPOST wants today, if you want, let's do a test. If NIPOST want, let them run an advert and say, NIPOST is doing free postal services. There are some people that will never use NIPOST. Why? Because they lack trust in NIPOST. They know that their parcel will not get there on time. And they know that if their parcel gets there, something will be missing. So customer service is the difference. NIPOST can be in a dilapidated building, in a structure that is so bad, and still be attending to customers. Because somebody can tell me, oh, maybe because it's the structure, maybe our building is old. Building does not have anything to do with customer service. Customer service is you and I. And you know the funny thing? The funny thing is that this generation, you see the generation you are going to deal with, this Gen Z, some of them don't know what NIPOST is. They've never heard of it. And the day they walk into NIPOST, the day they hear, I want to use NIPOST services, and they get any form of attitude, they walk away. Because they're not as patient as other generations. You know, the people that are still coming to NIPOST offices, people in their 50s to 70s. You won't see anybody in their early 20s coming to send something from NIPOST, except they don't have a choice. Because they are not thinking about the money now. They're thinking about my service. I want my items gotten well, and I want people to speak to me in the right manner. Customer service. Some of you will own businesses tomorrow, and you're wondering, why am I not having customers? Why am I not keeping customers? You're failing to understand that the difference between you and your neighbor who is selling better is the fact that when customers come, he gives them cheer, make them comfortable, he helps them select what they want, tell them the benefits, follow through. And when they leave, they follow through to the customer. Ah, ma, have you gotten home? Have you tried it? Is it okay? And you're there wondering why you don't have customers. Customer service is the key differentiation today. Go to many banks. Ask yourself, why am I using this bank? Some of us have moved from one bank to the other. Why did we move from one bank to the other? Services, customer service. And we are the first people to say, this bank, imagine walking into a bank and you want to ask for where you can do deposit or something, and then the person ignores you. How are you going to feel about it? You're going to shout and bring down the place. But when it comes to your own work, you forget that the same thing applies. No, man. It applies everywhere. What you give is what you get. You can't give the barest minimum and expect superior customer service elsewhere. So put yourself in the shoes. If the banks were giving you the exact services you are giving to customers, will you make it? You would have changed like 10 banks by now and counting. And then you want us, the general public, to come and use NIPOST. For what? For what? NIPOST should be one of the most generating agencies or organizations, however it's put in. It could have been so profitable that whatever is happening, whether they are doing starvation or living wage, the management of NIPOST says, I mean, for us here, we are good and our employees are good. There's nothing wrong with that if we are profitable. So customer service. So in case you're thinking, customer service, don't just think it's about where we are or what we are getting. And I tell you every time, when I tell you that, what I tell you all the time is, whatever you learn For what? For yourself. So that in the future, people work so that they can apply what they have learned in their future endeavor. So imagine when you are working, you are not learning anything, you're not giving anything. How do you want to make it in the future? That's why I see a lot of people, once they retire, they are there waiting for a pension that is dropping in value every day, because there's nothing else they can do. Improve your customer service for your personal growth. Imagine if NIPOS come today, all of us come together and say, you know what, we want to change our customer service. We want people to come in. You know, when people come in and see you guys smiling, they'll be like, they'll have to go outside again and check, am I in NIPOS? And you know the funny thing about this generation, if something changes, they will make noise about it. Everybody will come and hear that NIPOS has changed. I don't know if NIPOS accept tips and some of those things, not the one that you force people to do, but I always tell people that when people willingly give you stuff, they know that there's something you're doing right. Not when you're forcing people, though. Because sometimes some of us tell them that, I mean, madam, if you don't pay extra, I mean, I can't help you, or this. Customers that walk in have a lot of opportunities for us. When you interact with customers in a positive way, there are a lot of opportunities that come. Everything is not money. Everything is not 500, 200, 1,000. For how long do you want to keep receiving that? You can be a reference point. You can be, NIPOS, go and meet Chineye. There's nothing wrong with that. So this is one quote that I use all the time. And I say that it's from Muhammad Ali. And Muhammad Ali said, I hated every minute of training, but I said to myself, don't quit. Suffer now and live the rest of your life as a what? As a champion. Develop yourself. Someone said, customer service is not the real problem of NIPOS. You know why it's the real problem of NIPOS? I will tell you for free. Why is the real problem? Is number one, when I walk into NIPOS, I don't even have a welcoming experience. That's first. I can understand that maybe some logistics area, I will go to touch on that, because I have discovered that some of the problems in NIPOS are both internal and external customer service. I'll give you an example. And I mentioned it yesterday. I have 2 salons that I go to, where I go to make my hair. The first one is very expensive, but they are very responsive, right? They're very responsive. Or rather, no, sorry. One is expensive. That's the one that, you know, one is expensive. When I go there, sometimes I have to wait. But when they are done making my hair is fantastic. I like them. I use them when I need maybe a certain type of look. And then I have the other one. They are not so good. They don't have all the equipment, but their customer service is something else. When I come in, they make sure I'm comfortable. They attend to me. The way they attend to me, the way they package my stuff. Guess what? Do you know that I prefer to go to that second one, even though I know that they're not as good as the first one? There are certain customers that when you show good customer service, they will not be angry with you that their product is taking 10 days instead of 5 days to get there. Because at least you're taking the call. At least you're responding. At least we're talking. So if we understand it, we're able to do better. So yeah, there are some internal operations, no doubt. But let's even start from the way customers perceive us first. If we're saying, okay, yes, a lot of things internally, but most times the complaints on social media or the complaints that we have all experienced is the fact that they were rude to me. Most times they were rude to me. They did not respond to me. They are this. They don't come to work on time. Are these ones delivery issues? No. Are these ones material issues? No. So of course, we have to come and wait until the staff comes by 12 before we can even start anything. So again, customer service is the key differentiator. All of the other things we have mentioned, maybe, of course, the management has to work towards that. But customer service is a major drive. And what I tell everybody that wants to learn is that customer service is not just for front desk, because we keep thinking customer service is front desk. Everybody, no matter the role you occupy in this world, deal with customer service. You must learn how to communicate. You must learn how to respond. So, having said that, in one sentence, please write in the chat box, what is customer service? Please write in the comment section, what is customer service in your own understanding? What is customer service? Please write. What is customer service? However you understand it, put it down. What is customer service? In your own understanding. I'd not say you should use the internet. Just answer from how you personally understand customer service. What is customer service? Okay, so let me read here. Someone says, Bala, please, can you pin this question? There's a question that somebody has asked by Deborah. So please just hold that question down. We'll answer it later. So it says customer service is the support you offer to a customer, to your customers. Hold on, please. Customer service is the support you offer to your customers before and after they buy goods. Fantastic. So enough understand that there is before and there is after. Okay. Someone says customer service are the frontline person in an organization. So this is what we are trying to correct today. We said customer service is not only the frontline people. You too should embody customer. At some point, you communicate with customer service. The people at the desk, people who are receiving mails, people who are delivering the services, even security. If I am entering your office for the first time, the first people I meet is the security. The security ought to have good customer service skills. You're the one to tell me where to park. You're the one to ask me where I want to go and direct me to where you want to direct me to. So customer service is not only for customer service executive or front desk officers. Everybody across the organization must have customer service skills. Someone says customer service is the assistance and support provided by a company to its customers to ensure their satisfaction with its product. So key point here, satisfaction. Okay, fantastic. I like the fact that we know the definition. Wow. So we know the definition of customer service. So please tell me, write in the comment section, why are we not giving customer service where we know it? Please give me your answer. Why do you know the definition of customer service and you're not offering it? Tell me why. Because I can see here that we are very extremely familiar with some of the things we have said. Customer service is the assistance you render to the persons coming to us. Customer service is responsible for a responsive relation. Can you imagine that? So the reason why you're not offering it is what? Unavailable to deliver. So because of that, your customer should come in and say good morning, and you will not answer them because you're eating granules and talking to your colleagues. Most times there are no facilities for customer satisfaction. Facilities like what? Please tell me. because there are no efficient tools for service. Okay. All right. Also, due to lack of training. Good. Okay. So all these things we are writing is not an excuse. Everybody in their own organization are experiencing one issue or the other. Whether you are paid or whether you are paid small or, as long as you took the job and say, I want to do this job, you have no excuse not to deliver. If you're thinking that your organization has to do certain things for you to relate well with their customers, you're missing that point. I've said that before, you're missing the point. There are some people that people ask them, how are you making it even with this salary? They offer so much. Okay, some of us are aware. There were these certain police officers, I think in Lagos and Abuja, they were always dancing or something. You know, they love their job so much. They did it with so much fun. Do you think those police officers rely on their salary? With what they get, somebody who is working in a top organization does not get that in a month. Can tell you that for free. So if you're waiting for staff motivation to grow your personal self and put yourself in the front line, that's for you. But there is no organizational condition that will stop you from offering customer service to people who can potentially give you life opportunities. I like that we have mentioned some of the things that we said here. So we're going to move forward. I note all your complaints. I note all of them, you know. Yes, availability of materials, you know, on-time delivery, operational issues, we get that. But I believe that all of us here, we are all in different units. Some of us are in the same career, some of us are in customer service, some of us are in different areas. And if we learn customer service, we'll do our job better. Now, let's look at the definition of customer service. It says customer service is the interaction between a customer and the organization before, during, and after they use your services. I've never seen a time, in fact, I've never seen a time where after a delivery was done by NiPost, a month later or 2 weeks later, some people called on the phone and say, oh, hi, ma'am, you use the services of NiPost and we want to know your experience. Can you please tell us what your experience? I've never seen such a thing. In fact, even a survey for me to rate my experience, I've never seen such a thing. Before, which before? Is it when I come in and nobody wants to talk to me? I have to literally beg the people at the front desk to attend to me. Is that when you want to give me customer service? So customer service is before you take my order. That's from the time that I walk in, the time that I've sent my post, or you have received my order and posted it, till after I have received my order. So that motto, you know, we said that our motto is service excellence. Now look at what it means to give service excellence. It says service excellence means that the customer feels fulfilled and valued. Please, have you ever had a customer who felt fulfilled and valued after using your services? Please tell me in the comment section. Have you had any customer that felt fulfilled and valued after using your services? Please tell me. Are there customers who felt fulfilled? Okay, so I see yes. How many? Give me a ratio. Out of 100, how many? In every 100 customers, how many feel fulfilled and valued? Deborah, 65%. Where are these people? Where are these customers? We need to hear from them. Do you know what 65% is? How come we're not hearing about them? They are very few. You know what it means to be valued? Valued means that, and like I use these people, the service from end to end, from front to finish was fantastic, that I felt, I'm happy with these guys. Is that what you were telling me? That's 65%. Please, you people need to gather those customers. You need to gather those customers. Let's see. Then they should be doing advocacy for you people now. They should be telling us on social media that NIPOS is the place to go. This is what, but we haven't seen that. We only seen the negative comments. So there are very few. There are very, very few. Exceptional service also means that the customers are grateful for prompt, helpful response or delivery. Are your customers grateful? You know, there are some services that somebody will offer to you. You'll be thanking them. Thank you so much. Thank you. But on top of your money, are our customers grateful? Tell me in the comments. Are customers grateful for prompt delivery? Do we deliver promptly? And are we very responsive? When they send us email, when do we respond? Is it after 10 market days? Do we respond after 3 months? When they call us on the phone, do we return the call? Or we're waiting for them to call again before they can get answered? Good customer service is when customers are grateful. They come back to say, I want to thank NIPOS. NIPOS, I want to thank you for XYZ. Now, exceptional service means that your customer looks forward to coming back to the organization. Please, how many of your customers look forward to coming back to NIPOS? I guarantee you that many of your customers don't come. The only people that come back to NIPOS, which people are telling me, yes, 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 are people that don't have option. The people that are coming back to NIPOS are people that don't have an option. If they had other options, they would not be back. And because it's cheaper. So anything I see and take. So you people don't have the customers. That's what I'm trying to tell you. We don't have the customers. The customers we have are people who are just there because they don't have an option. They're not coming back to you because the service is fantastic. Okay, now these people that we said that are coming back, how many times have people come to NIPOS and told you that I have, you know, I was referred by XYZ to use NIPOS? How many referrals do you people get in a week or a month? Please tell me. How many referrals do you get in a week or a month from customers? So if we're not getting referrals for our business, then we're doing something wrong. As FMR agency, as a company, 75% of our clients are through referrals. So whatever you see, whether we advertise and the rest, those ones are 25% of the clientele. So it's very, very important that we know that customers have to be able to tell other people about us. When they tell us about us, then it means we're doing something right. Mary, you must be able to accept criticism. That's the truth, because you're not the customer. So I have to tell you from a perspective of a customer, even though we are trying to learn here. I am a customer, you are delivering the service. And we have been on this for a very long time. So we need to know what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong, and how we affect our customers. That's what we want to stop. That is what we want to stop. If I don't tell you the truth, nobody will. I will continue in our ways. And like I said, whatever I tell you here is not even for NIPOS. I've said it over and over. It is for your personal innovation and growth. So see it from that perspective. So when we want to say, are we doing well? And I said exceptional service means that your customers feel valued, they are fulfilled, they are grateful to you, they look forward to coming back, and they are telling other people about the organization. When these things start happening in good numbers, then we can tell ourselves that, NIPOS is gaining back its ground. Because as far as I'm concerned, the market is still there. Anytime NIPOS stands up to say, we have corrected so many things about our organization, and they do just one ad on social media, the type of request that we come in. So people are waiting for NIPOS to say, we are ready. That's what people are waiting for. People are just waiting to say, yes, NIPOS has said they are ready to take customers' orders, and they are ready to treat it with all priority, with respect. I tell you for free that some of you would wonder and say, so people can actually use NIPOS this much. So bear it in mind that these are what makes exceptional service. So that we are having 20% of customers. The question we'll ask ourselves is, if we're having 10% of customers, should that be the original number? Are we not supposed to be doing the highest number across board, whether we have international, whether we have locals? But how can our revenue be accounting for the startup logistics? So customer service builds good relationship. If we start doing well with our customer service, even people, even customers will even forget that, yes, so they'll sell you, use NIPOS, so your item may not get there in 5 days, but like they said, but be certain that it will get there. People like to hear that. Even you as a person, there are places that when you go to and they assure you of the service, you're happier. Even though it doesn't get to the time. But when they call you on the phone, you pick up. Our clients, our customers are our greatest assets. Treat each customer as if they are the only one. Treat your customers as if they are the only one. Even if NIPOS wants to increase the services and increase the money times 10, and people can get good customer service, they'll pay. Nigeria have gone past the level where they used to manage any service. Right now, people don't go for any house service. That's why you see when you want to go and book airline, before you say Jack Robinson, business class is fully booked. Why? Because people want the best of service. If you go to the airport, you see people sitting in the lounge, in the whatever lounge, what do you call them? There's a lounge that is paid for. Why do people go there? They want the best. So in Nigeria of today, people want the best. They don't want the cheapest. So do what you do so well that people will want to see it again and bring their friends. There is nothing wrong with somebody saying, if you want to get, go to Abeokuta Center, call Bamidele. Bamidele would do it for you. There are some people in NIPOS that when you go to certain places, it's only their name that they are calling. Why? Because they are giving excellent customer service. So do what you do so well. Remember what I said. Do it so well that people see you and they see beyond the work you're doing. It says, to my customer, I may not have the answer, but I'll find it. Some of us, customer will ask us, okay, so now if my item gets to here, how will I know this? I don't know, madam. Go whenever you get a message. Habba mana. When you go to places that you ask questions and they tell you, madam, I don't know, please go home whenever we reach you. Will you like it? You cannot give what you don't have, and you cannot have what you don't give. Like we keep saying over and over, there are areas today. You have responsibility for each category. Your management is responsible for certain things, but there is a way that we do things in a manner that we don't take the blame. Because as long as customers keep having a terrible service, nobody's going to care about the process. It is still the employees who are going to. For example, the issue that happened where the wristwatch was swapped. Are they going to call management? Whatever decision that wants to be taken, will it not be taken on the fact that this item was swapped? So we need to begin to be a better representation of our organization. Because if we don't take care of our customers, what will happen? Someone else will. And who are those people? DHL, UPS, GIG. What are those? Sandbox. Many of them. Okada. Many of them. NIPOS customers have been piecemeal in different locations. As how expensive DHL and the rest is, people go to them. Yes, we have the part of efficient delivery. That's right. But we also have the part of customer service. We have the part of technology too. but we have a part of customer service. So we must know this. So customers don't expect you to be perfect. This is another thing that we do all the time. Customers don't want you to be perfect, but customers want you to fix the problem. When you tell them, oh, when they call and say, I've not received my item, and you tell them, okay, madam, we're going to call you back in 2 days. They want you to call them back in 2 days. Not we're going to call you back and then they never hear from you and they have to keep calling, they keep hearing the same thing. So customers want you to do something about it. So why customer service? Why customer service? We have said it before, that customer service is the difference between two competitors. It is what differentiates company A from company B. Our customers are our biggest assets. I'm not sure whether the customers pay the salary or the federal government, but as far as I'm concerned, especially in the private sector, the customer pays our salaries and our wages and our bonuses. And the importance of our agency relies on our revenue generating capacity. So if we're able to generate so much, why not? We'll make more money. We can do more things internally. They can offer more incentives. Customers go where they want, where they receive the best attention. Whether it's expensive, whether it's cheap, whether it's in the middle, where they receive the best attention. There is no profit, there is no growth, there is no job without customers. If tomorrow NIPO sees that they are making less than they should have, they can decide to lay off. They can decide to shut down. They can decide to make it smaller. So it can't be business as usual all the time. And guess what? A dissatisfied customer will tell many people, but you see the satisfied customer, they may not tell a lot of people. If I'm satisfied, I may just tell 1 or 2 people. But bad news travels faster than good news. That's why we must be careful. You see the post about the wristwatch, in less than 5 hours, 1 million views. As of today, I'm sure it's more than that. So the satisfied customer news travel more. That's why we must be very careful. And with social media these days, you may even see yourself on social media where they're saying this woman, or this man took money from me, and you see your face on social media from a dissatisfied customer. And so everybody has to be careful. We have to be careful. The world has changed. We can't continue doing business as usual. For your personal growth, for the growth of the organization where you work, for your reputation, for the reputation of the organization, you're as marketable as the organization you work for. Except you don't want to tell anybody where you work. But if you have to tell somebody where you work, they want to place value on you based on where you work. So, 7 out of complaining customers will do business with you again if you resolve the complaints. So when customers come with complaints here and there, they expect you to resolve it. When you actually resolve it, they come back. You know one funny thing that I discovered about customer service? The people that are complaining are the ones that like you and they want to make use of your service again. The people that don't like you, they walk away and they never come back. You see those people that complain, they want to keep staying with your business. They want to keep staying with the organization. That's why they are complaining, so that you can adjust. Those ones that don't have time to complain, they moved on. You will never see them in your complex. They will never use your services. So those customers that are complaining should be valued because they want you to improve. How many companies of the 80s are still surviving today? If this was a private service being run like this, it would have closed down. So maybe because we're still having the backing of the government. So, but we need to survive. We need to move. We need to bring out our skills. We need to bring out what can we do? How can we improvise? We can't keep waiting for, okay, when management, what can I do within my space to make sure that my customers are happy? customer service is the difference in many organizations today. What are the qualities of a good customer service person? Like I said, it doesn't have to be the only, it doesn't have to be only the guys who are in the forefront, right? It doesn't have to be only frontline people that are the ones that, know how to grow their skills. Look at these skills now, let's see. You see that if you pay attention to details, if you pay good attention to details, is it a customer service thing? The answer is no. So meaning that it's not only customer service, whether you're an accountant, whether you're a courier person, you have to pay attention to details. Imagine giving courier item A to B. If you mix up the delivery item, do you know how bad things can get? So you must have good attention to details, pay attention. What am I writing? Am I writing it correctly? Am I writing the number correctly? Am I cross-checking that the number is correct? Your head is not computer. Sometimes you may overlook. That's why they say cross-check all the time. So you must have good attention to details. You must know how to handle complaints. Whether you are a manager, whether you are a security person, whatever your role is, you must know how to handle complaints. Sometimes you meet complaints. How do you handle them? Do you listen to them at all? Or do you just shove them away? You must learn how to handle conflicts. Imagine when a customer comes in and the customer is angry that maybe the item is sent, one leg is missing. And then the customer is angry. And then she's shouting at the customer. Of course, trust me, believe me, customers do not, shouldn't stir up any fight. Because I've heard cases where a customer slapped, an employee. Those ones are violent and, they should be arrested for what it is worth. But you can see a customer that comes in and a pair of their shoes is missing and they're upset and they're raising their voice in the complex. And they are calling a specific employee who attended to them and took the order. Instead of you to try to calm the situation, that everybody in the office that say, "Madam, stop shouting here, you will throw you out." You must learn how to manage conflict, not add to the existing issues. Whenever we start ganging up against customers, we are actually losing the grip of quality customer service. Our duty is to intervene, to make it shorter. Not for us to stay it up and be a group versus the customer. You must be customer focused. You must have good communication skills. Know how to solve problems. I don't know. It's not a good thing to talk to customers that are paying. Help them. Redirect them. Okay, please go to XYZ person. Okay, please call this number. What I don't know. Your duty is, I don't know, but I will help you. Help them. Customer service is planning and organizing yourself. That's the skills you need to have. Customer service is stakeholder management. What is stakeholder management? You know how to communicate with the different levels, whether customers, whether your managers, whether your directors, whether maybe you have some inspectors, whoever, board that come into your branches, depending on what. You know how to communicate with each level. Have a good knowledge of the business. That's why I talked about our history, our core values. I know that we have our vision and mission, which we ought to know as well. Know about the business. Not when they come in and they ask questions, be like, I don't know, madam, for you to know, you go to Lagos. Or you please call Lagos phone. And you're not giving them the number to call. Is that help? So have a good knowledge of the business. Know the company product and services. What are our products? Where do we go? Where do we not go? Know it as an employee of the company. Know it. Even know the legislation and compliance. What do we mean by here? Here, in your own case, it can be, know how long does it take to move item from here to here? Okay, somebody wants to send an item to the UK. How many days would it be? Truthfully. Because I know that sometimes you say, oh, our item will deliver 5 days. But you as somebody that's been in NIPOS in the last 5 years, you've seen that items don't get there till after 8 days. So tell customers and say, okay, the standard time is usually 5 days, but sometimes, madam, just work with 8 days. So that you don't get customers, so they don't become irate customers. Because if somebody is waiting for something and 5th, They won't even wait for 12. 6 a.m. They're already at the store waiting for NIPOS to open. And then when they come, you'll be telling them, oh, the item has no, madam, you have to go back and wait another 5 days. You see that that's when they become very angry. So let's be honest. Let's understand our agreement. What did we tell our customers we're going to do for them? Are we doing what we said we're going to do for our customers? Then when it comes to attitude, attitude is the biggest part. Let's be patient. Oga, what are you doing? Write this thing fast, please. I'm leaving here. Be patient. Everybody's not on the same level. And I always use bank as an example because everybody here has a bank account. So it's usually the most relatable environment to go to. There are so many of us that can write fast. There are so many of us that can write slowly. Imagine going to the bank trying to fill a form. And then the customer is telling you, madam, hurry up. Why are you so slow? Everybody's done. Would you like it? So you must be accountable. Show compassion. A customer have come and they're complaining to you that they sent something to their child who is wedding in 3 days. And they sent maybe the wedding ring or they sent something from here to that place. And it has not gotten there. Instead of you to show compassion, okay, how can I support? Who can I call? Say, madam, there's nothing I can do. Madam, you have to go whenever they show compassion. And help if you can. It doesn't take you anything to help. Be committed. Commit to your job. There are a lot of growth opportunities internally and externally for you. As long as I say I want to continue to do this job, it is your duty to be committed. Do it to the best of your ability. And when they are looking for somebody that can do something internally, they will say, you see this person did it. You think they're not seeing, everybody's seeing. When they want to vote now and say, who is the most diligent person in this branch? You see that everybody knows who is diligent. Show empathy. Show empathy. Show empathy to customers. Make them feel like you understand their concerns. And like I said, be honest. If over time we have seen that it takes 7 days to deliver, when it's against 5 days, tell them, sir, it's 5 days, but just give another 2 days. Just say 7 days. Work with 7 days. Be professional. Professionalism is key. What is professionalism? How you dress, how you talk, how you carry yourself. But sometimes, why customers even come in and have the temerity to insult us is because of the way we appear. Because if you appear a certain way, then they feel they can talk to you anyhow. But if you appear the right way you should, you find out that before they come, they say, oh, good morning, and how are you today? Please, I want to ask. They'll tone down their voice. Offer service. Offer service. Let your customers even know that something has changed about this establishment. You see people, they'll say, if you're not looking, if what you want to send is not so urgent, use NIPOS. At least let people say that. If you want to send something urgently, don't use NIPOS too. But if you have time, use NIPOS. At least they have good customers. Is that not enough for us to start with? That's enough to start with. Before we start talking about the other infrastructure, the things we need to work better. So this is the part that I want us to pay attention to now. I've realized that some of the problems we have is internal customer service. Sometimes the frontline people are doing their best. The customer service people are doing their best, but the delivery department or this department is not at par with what they are doing. So we want to understand who are the two types of customers. We have internal customers and we have what? External customers. Who are internal customers? Internal customers are those group of people that you interact with within the organization. Those people that, department by department. For example, customer service relies on courier to be able to help their customers, right? So they are clients to the courier department. Then external customer service is what? Is someone who comes into your organization, which is the client that uses our services. So what do they expect? They demand and they depend on our timeline. When we tell them we're delivering is when we're delivering. They rely on our quality. They rely on accuracy, that you will send something and something else comes to them, or somebody's item comes to them, or something they did not send is what came to them. So some of our issues is internal customer service. Know your customers internally. If you're in delivery, customer service relies on you to deliver service to their customers. So give them the best. So we're not only waiting till external customers. No, internally, let's know who our clients are. Let's help each other achieve our common goal. Because I know that some people mentioned something like, oh, sometimes like we want to do it, but this other department, have a good understanding with the department that you work with. Let them understand that we rely on you to serve our customers. So let's start by identifying who our customers are. So once we do that, we'll go for a small break. I believe Bala will coordinate that. So please write in the comment section, who are your internal customers? Tell me, who are your internal customers within your workplace, within your department? Who come to you for them to get their service done? Who comes to you to support their service? Please write in the chat box. Who are your internal customers in NIPOST? Who are your internal customers in NIPOST? Please write. Who are your internal customers in NIPOST? Who are they? Who are the people that rely on you to get their work done? Who are those that if you're not there to help them, they can't do anything? Who are your internal customers? Please write before we go on a break, a quick break. Who are your internal customers? Okay, someone says operation department is my internal customer. Okay. So they come to you, they rely on you to get their services done. That means if you don't offer them the service or support, they can't be successful in the job. Okay. Someone else says counter officers and delivery services depend on me. So that means without your office or without your position, they can't get their work done. So we must apply customer service internally and externally. In fact, if we fix our internal customer service, you will see that the issues we have in customer service externally will be reduced because we understand each other. If you have your colleague in delivery, you can quickly call and say, Afolabi, customers are complaining. These items have not gotten to them. Please, can you help me? What is going on internally? What is the issue? We rely on you to get this done. Know your customers internally so that you're not chasing other things where you should be chasing your internal customers or where you should be chasing people who are liable to you. So you see, so some of us know their customers. Some of us say the boarding officers are their customers, so they come to you. The postmen are your customers. So the same thing we are saying about customer service here should apply internally too. If we get that right, you see that a lot of our problems will be settled. So that the delivery people can tell us what are usually the issues. So that when there is a problem, they can tell you ahead. You know how to relate with your customers. So know your internal customers, so you know who you go to, so you know who you call, and you have a good relationship with them. Sometimes internally, we are fighting each other for nothing. If we're fighting each other, we can't get the result that we need. So we have to work together so that we can offer these services. Thank you very much. So you can still keep writing about who your customers are while I hand over to Bala for, I think, about 5 minutes, including break. Thank you. So please, or before then, is this going well? So please, if the training is going well, please, I'd like you to also write in the comments. Is this working or is this not working? Please write in the comment section. I have time to look at it. Are we on the right track? Thank you. Let me know. All right. Bala, are you there?
All right. Thank you so much, Thelma. Thank you. This is another day, another round of lights, fire, and matches. I see so many people in the comment section mentioning that this is not actually training, where they are here to criticize them. But I think this is a good opportunity for you to look inwards. I don't think we should take this as a criticism. It's an opportunity for us to look inwards at what we are doing as as officers in our various desks and our various positions in our stations. So remember, like what was said at the beginning of the class, whatever we are doing here in this training is here. So it's for you to take home, which is the most positive to be able to apply real station. So please don't take it as a criticism, take it as a self-evaluation opportunity. Look at yourself, look at the services you're offering at your current station, and then be able to say which is good and which is not. So thank you so much, Thelma. Quickly, we shall be going on this break session. While we're going on the break, just stretch out, stretch, feel yourself, whichever is good for you, do it. And then remember also that in the next, when Thelma comes back, the class is going to take full force. So while you're on this break, would also like you to take a quick opportunity to 2 minutes, 30 seconds. We would take a data protection expose from Peace. Peace is from the ICT department of the protection as frontline officer. So Peace, I don't know if your session.
All right, thank you, Bala. Good afternoon, everyone. How are you doing today? All right. Today I'll be talking about data protection and awareness program for everyone in the counter, as a postal controller and a postal officer in NIPOST. Thelma earlier mentioned the importance of customer care service and an effective one at that. So this is no surprise that data protection is also part of this campaign. Data protection is all about preserving personal data from theft, loss, damage, corruption, basically. And what I mean by data protection, I mean by personal data, forgive me. Personal data, I mean things like your name, your surname, an address, a home address, an email address, the phone number. Let me give an instance. When a customer walks into, like, one of the things they collect from the counter, when they get to the counter, is they are given a form, and that form, they usually would fill their name, their surname, their address, their phone number, and where the package or parcel is going to. These particular things on this particular receipt are that personal data. There's also something called sensitive personal data, which we collect internally. Thelma also mentioned that there's something called the internal customer service, the people that you relate with within the organization. And we know that within the organization, we collect also sensitive data. We collect our genetic data, we collect our trade membership, we collect our gender. There are so many things that are considered sensitive and should be protected. And this was signed into law by the president last year, June 12th, and it is now in the Nigerian Data Protection Act. This act is supposed to help regulate the data and how it's being shared, how it's being presented. Secondly, first of all, this is one of the importance of why we are taking this course. One is because it's a fundamental right by law. Since the president has already signed it into law, we as an organization, NIPOST, have to take measures to ensure that everyone's data is protected. Secondly, Ms. Thelma mentioned earlier on that we need to build trust our customers. And one of the ways you can build trust with data protection, you have to protect your customers' data. You have to protect their privacy. So some people do not want to know where they don't want others to know where they're from. They don't want others to know their phone numbers. You can bear me witness that some of us get messages and calls from people that we don't know. They know our numbers, they know our names, and they are not supposed to know this. If we imbibe this on our counters, if we imbibe this as an organization, we would build trust with our customers. Our customers trust us more because we're helping to hide their identity and to safeguard their privacy. All right. Thirdly, protecting data will help us to prevent fraud and crimes. We are in the season of hackers, people hacking into our servers. But once we put in proper data protection measures, safeguard this customer and staff data, it will really go a long way. Fourthly, it will help us to save time and money. If we protect our data, we wouldn't have money, we wouldn't do so much with spending money that we don't necessarily have. But I want to thank everyone for listening. I want to thank the management for also giving us this opportunity to talk about data protection. If in any case anyone needs the Data Protection Act, Mr. Bala will generously give us an email address or a place where we can actually ask questions and request for these training materials. Thank you so much, Bala. Over to you.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much, please.
Okay, Bala, we can't hear you. Please.
All right, thank you so much, Peace, for that excellent class on data protection and the importance of data protection. Please, we have heard it's a mandatory for each frontline officers to be able to protect customer data according to the organizational standard. And the department within the organization responsible for supervising that is the ICT department. And then these policies will be implemented as time goes on. So thank you so much, Thelma, for the opportunity for this. We will be heading back for the second phase of the class. Thank you so much. Thelma, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Bala. So everybody has written who their customers are, which I can see here. So please, it's our responsibility to do what? Oh, it's our responsibility to what? To make sure that we offer internal customer service across board. Very importantly. So please, if you have questions, please send it to, was it Peace taking the question? Please, Bala, who takes the question? Just so that we can answer that at some point. Please, if you have certain type of requests, please reach out to Bala so that he can advise. I am just here to deliver. So if there are certain amendments or adjustments, he will be in a better position to advise on what I should do at this time. Okay, so please, we understand who our customers, our internal customers and our external customers are, right? So now, let's watch this video, even though I'm not sure if the volume is so high, but let's see what we get out of it. So please just try to, participate and tell me what you understand.
Hey, last stop of the day. Hyperhesive and Dexter. excuse me. I didn't find pipe adhesive. You know where that is? I can't really help you out with that, but I'm sure you can find somebody down in aisle 4 to help you. Where's pipe adhesive? Yeah, just over there on the shelf. Oh, okay. So it's just. Hey, can you guys, I need to say my dad knows what to
Stuff over there is pretty good.
Okay, well,
Don't worry, I'm going to explain. It's not so audible.
Yeah.
Oh, then that's all you need to know.
Dot brushes. Hey, excuse me. Excuse me. Are your brushes in the heat department or are they? Well, or is it okay if I just use a brush from home?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing it that.
Yeah, I do.
You know what? Just forget it. Forget it. What? I gotta tell somebody about this. This place is a joke.
Okay, so I'm going to try to explain what happened in this video. So he walked into a store and he wanted to make a purchase. So firstly, he started by trying to get help. Where can I find something? He asked the first person. The person said, oh, he should just keep walking down, that he will look for anybody on the island and ask anybody there that he doesn't know. So he went, he saw somebody somewhere. He asked the person, where can I get XYZ? The person pointed. For him to turn back and ask questions, the guy had already walked off. He now saw the two guys too that work in the store. When they were passing, he was trying to call their attention. They did not answer him. When he now eventually came to the counter, trying to pay for what he managed to get, the lady was there pressing her phone. She wasn't concentrating on what was happening. So he got fed up at this point. That he had first experience, second experience, third experience, and at the fourth one, he got really fed up. And what did he do? He left everything, entered his car, and he said, you know what? I have to tweet about this. I have to tell somebody about this. Right? So this is a typical example of what happens in most workplaces. When people stop coming to certain places, it's because of things like this. They've told somebody that I had a bad experience, and you could see what happened. Some of us, we are so carried away that when we are attending to customers, we are pressing our phone as if the phone is not there with us all day. We have all day to press our phones. At the time that the customer is there, that your little attention, give them. Sometimes if they've asked the question, okay, what can I do? In fact, like I mentioned before, when we ask questions, we never get responses. We never get attention. So these are typical things of what happens. So in an environment where customers do this, or where customers come in and have this type of experience, do you think they will come back? The answer is no. And like we have already addressed that, even when it's cheap, even when it's for free, there are people that will never use it. Now let's look at customer needs and customer expectations. So we used Peter.
Sorry to cut in, Thelma. Please, while you're taking this session, remember, please, our Muslim brothers, they might be going out within the next 20 minutes for their Friday prayer. So you can try and hammer more on the more important points before they leave us. Thank you so much.
Okay, that's fine. So we have good customer service. We have what we call the bad customer service, and we have what we call the excellent service. And as simple as we highlighted, the customer's expectation is they want a pizza which they have ordered, and when it comes, this is what customer receives, right? This is good customer service. They're happy, they're okay. The bad customer service is when they've requested something, just like we said, they send a pair of shoes, and by the time it gets to the endpoints, there's only one found. There is bad customer service. But excellent service is when the customer gets a little more than what they paid for. For example, you delivered pizza and it came with Coke. So in our own case, exceptional customer service would be that our item is supposed to come in 5 days and my item came in 4 days. Or my item is going to come in 5 days and then I'm getting a call to tell me that by tomorrow I should be available. So excellent service means giving extra, not just the regular, extra. At every point in time, it's important that we have that. Now, I know some people will say, how do we handle difficult customers? We have difficult customers too. How do we handle them? We have 3 different types of customer, which you're going to tell me in the comment section, which of the customers that you experience the most in your branch or in your area. We have the angry customer, we have the demanding customer, and we have the passive customer. So the angry customers are the people that they get really mad at every slightest thing. Maybe some of them, they're already used to NIPOs that whenever they come, they're angry, they're ready for the worst. How do you handle this type of customer? Let the customer finish talking. Sometimes you don't let customers to finish talking. Once they want to talk, they don't get out. You're just saying, Madam, did I not tell you? Madam, that's how we do it here. No, let them to talk. Allow them talk. Say everything they want to say. Don't interrupt them. I'm going to tell us what the pressure cooker method is, right? Be firm and polite, else they may not be happy. So pay attention to them. Allow them to finish talking before you start talking. In some cases, when the customer starts, raising their voice, you can just tell them, oh, madam, please, can you come with me? Just to one side to remove the entire thing from the entire space where other customers are also seeing. So, but most times when a customer starts talking, we are interrupting them. We are talking back. And the more you're talking back to an angry customer, the more aggravated they are. Let's put that as an example in our homes. Imagine when you're trying to caution your child and your child is talking back at you. What happens? You get more angry. So we can't say that customers are, why are you getting more angry? Of course, the more you are talking, the more they get angry. So we need to stop the act of talking. Just allow them to finish talking, but pay attention. Listen to them. Not like they are talking, you're pressing your phone, or they're talking, you're telling somebody, please, can you, ignoring them. Of course, they're going to get more angry. So you have to pay attention, listen to them, let them finish what they're saying before we intervene. Then we have the demanding customers. These ones are the ones who wants more than you can offer, okay? They want you to give them more. So this type of people, how do you handle them? You have to be polite. You have to be professional. And don't become rude, because there are some customers that are demanding. They'll ask you for more. Can we not do like this? Can you, they'll keep calling, even when you have told them that their item is going to get to them in 5 days. They are calling the next day to know where their products are. So this type of customers, be firm, but be very polite. Don't be rude, be professional. Professional means your tone is okay, right? The way you're handling them, the things you're telling them are things that are professionally inclined. Then we have passive customers. I'm saying that most times, I think we have more of passive customers. I'm not sure, you can tell me. So these are customers who listens to you. They are quite meek and extra polite. So they are always apologizing when they come to you. So like when customers want to use NIPO, they'll come and say, please, I want to send something. The last time I sent it did not go well. You see that they are begging you for you to offer them service. So this type of people, that maybe they don't have a choice, or maybe, they're trying to just stick with the brand. You listen to them carefully. Sound professional, don't brush them aside. Gain their confidence. When people are complaining and are being apologetic when they are using your service, it's something that you should pay attention to, and don't brush them off. So we have these different customers, but we're going to tell you what the pressure method is. But I'd like to hear, what type of customers do we experience more in our location? Write it in the chat box. Okay, so I'm seeing we have all types. We have all types. Somebody said all. So please tell me, I'd like to be clear. What type of customers do you experience? Is it the angry customers? Is it the passive customer? Is it the demanding customer that wants you to do more than we're able to do at this time? Standard, you're not below standard. So they're asking more than what the organization is currently offering. So while I'm waiting for your customers, the type of customers you have seen, we want to look at how to handle a difficult customer using the pressure cooking method. So we want to use the pressure cooking method. So what do we have here? There are 4 major ways, which is the HEAT method, to resolve difficult customers. We meet them every day. People who are dissatisfied, people who are upset, people who for different types of. So what do you do first? Hear them out. Hear them out. I know we have a lot of angry customers because most times when they send an item, it doesn't come the time they're supposed to come there. So, we get to experience some angry customers as well as demanding customers. So I see we fall within those two categories. So hear them out. A dissatisfied customer wants you to listen. The problem, most of the reason why customers go haywire is because nobody's listening to them. They're talking to you, everybody's looking away, walking away. Listen to them. Don't interrupt them. Take notes. Okay, what happened? Where did it happen? What item? Right, take note of it. Even note your head that you're understanding them. I bet you when you use this method on customers that are angry, they tend to feel embarrassed for even shouting in the first place. Acknowledge them. Empathize with them. If it were you that sent items and it didn't come, how would you feel? So apologize to them. Sometimes you feel like saying sorry is so difficult. Sorry is not difficult. Even in our personal relationship and our personal life, sorry is not difficult. Oh man, we sincerely apologize. We are so sorry. Please just give us XYZ time. The customer wants to hear that you're sorry. But most times we're not sorry. We're not apologetic. We're just there looking at the customer. After all, it's not our fault. But you're forgetting that whatever the delivery team does, it affects you as well. We are all responsible. NIPOST is all responsible. For that wristwatch that was swapped, all of us are responsible for it. So apologize. I'm sorry that we didn't treat you well. I'm sorry that you had to lose this. I'm sorry that put people in your shoes. If it were you, how will I do it? Take responsibility. Most times you don't like to take responsibility. If it's your fault, accept it's your fault and do something about it. If there's something that have gone wrong, help them. Help them to get that solution. It doesn't take anything away from you. Neither does it reduce your job. Help customers the much you can. Or refer them to people who would help them. So remember the pressure cooking method at every point in time. Hear customers out, empathize with them, apologize to them, and do what? Take responsibility. This is what is called the HEAT method. If you use this across your different customers, I guarantee you that some of them who want to slap employees would not try that. So remember to use the HEAT method, okay? Make sure you listen to them, allow them to finish talking, don't interrupt them, take notes, nod your head like I understand. Oh, okay, you said something. Oh, where was that? They mentioned, you write down. If you're doing that, the customer is not going to start playing up. You say, okay, I'm talking to somebody reasonable. I think this person can solve my problem. So show empathy. Apologize to them and take responsibility. So yeah, we have seen that, of course, we won't be able to watch this video because of time, but it still boils down to us solving the problem. So, Bala, so what you mean? If we go for the break, the people that have to exit, what then happens? Are you saying we should wrap up before then, or are you saying, what happens? Bala, are you there? Okay, when you're there, just let me know.
Yes, come again, please, Thelma.
No, so I wanted to be sure of what you want us to do once it's 1:20 and they have to go.
Oh no, to okay, focus
so they can
on
get
the
a lot
points
before they go.
Yeah, so that they can get a lot before they go.
Okay. All right. Okay, so we cannot talk about customer service without communication. Okay, so I'll leave playing out this video. Maybe we can play it later. So what is communication? What is communication? Communication means that whatever you have communicated to somebody, the information that you have sent to somebody, they understand it and they can make something out of it. Sometimes we don't know how to communicate. That's why we have customer challenges. So we must learn to communicate. And let's look at communication. Communication says that a whooping 45% of communication is listening. Listening is the highest form of communication. If you can listen well, there's no problem that cannot be solved. There's no issue that cannot be resolved. Listening. You must learn to listen to customers. Hear them out. What are they saying? Because when you listen, you can know what their problem is. Most of us, when we call MTN or Glo or our provider, when we have network issues, and we call them and say, oh, I bought a recharge card of 2,000 Naira. Until now, I can't see it in my account. What did they tell you? They first of all apologize. And then secondly, they said, if I hear you clearly, they repeat what you said. Why did they repeat what you said? Because they want to make sure that you're what? They want to make sure that they have listened. They want to make sure that they understand your issues. Listen. Then speaking is 30%. So how we communicate people matter a lot. Let's learn to shape what we say. Let's learn to shape how we relate to customers, whether young or old. Everybody is a customer regardless of their age. Yes, I know that in this part of the world, we put so much respect to elderly persons. But we must also be able to respect each other. So speaking is very key. Let's mind what we say. Let's mind what we say to customers. Writing is very important. Reading is very important. So you see that in the total communication process, listening and speaking takes a huge chunk of communication, which is very, very important. So there are different levels of communication. One is what we say. The second one is our body language. Sometimes it's our body language that is killing what we're doing. A customer is talking to you and you're eyeing them. By the time you finish eyeing them, what else do you need them to say? If I eye you, what does it mean? Without saying anything, and I do like this to you, what does it mean? It means that maybe, I'm not interested. I don't want to talk to you. You're nobody or something. So my reaction, my body language will determine my gesture, my movement says a lot. When you walk into a bank and you want to use a counter, how do you decide who you go to? First of all, when you walk into the bank, what you do is you look at all the people on the front desk. There's something that attracts you to go to someone, to go to one of them. What is that? Maybe you've looked at them. This one has a body language like they're going to be receptive. They have not spoken to you, but you made your decision to go to this cashier because of their body movements, their body language, the way they appear. So a lot of things happen when we don't even speak. So when we are communicating, we must make sure that what? First of all, we are the sender, we're the ones sending the information. We must make sure that the information we are sending is clear. So when we are communicating to customers, we must be clear. When we are communicating internally within teams, we must be clear. Let's know what exactly we are telling each other. If you send an information to somebody and they don't understand you, what does it mean? The information has not been delivered properly. So the sender is the person trying to communicate. The receiver is the person that will receive the message. A message is an information that is sent. And what is that information supposed to do? It's supposed to change your behavior. So for example, if I send a message to Bala to send to the team and I say, Bala, tomorrow is public holiday. Talk to everybody on Monday and Tuesday is public holiday. So the receiver is every staff of NIPOST. So every staff of NIPOST is going to receive the information. What is the information? The information is what? The fact that there is public holiday on Monday and Tuesday. Now, what is that information supposed to do? It's supposed to be a means of changing behavior. So what does that mean? Instead of us to come to work on Monday and Tuesday, what is the behavior? It means we are staying at home on Monday and Tuesday. So if communication is not clear to customers, it can't change their behavior, right? It can't change their behavior. So it's very important. We need to improve on our communication skills. We need to improve on our communication skills as much as possible. Now we're going to talk about phone etiquette. I know some of us, the frontliners, we take calls a lot for the organization. The difference between a positive and negative experience with a phone call is you. If I call you on the phone and I say, hello, how are you? Without you seeing me, you're going to ask me, are you sleeping? Are you sick? Is there a problem? Why are you asking me that? Because you can feel from my voice that something is not okay. That is the way customers feel when they answer your call. So when they call you on the phone and you're like, hello, if you don't give them a positive, vibrant communication on the phone, they assume that they can't call you. So customers need to feel well taken care of. When they call you, you need to be agile. Oh, good morning. My name is Nika from NIPOST. How can I help you today? Or how can I support you today? Not when they call you, hello, what? So that gives them, in fact, some people, once you tell them that on the phone, they drop the call. They don't want to talk to you for that again. Why? Because you have given them a vibe that they can't have a good conversation with you. So it's very important, very, very important. Let's make sure that we answer phone calls in a manner that allows people to want to talk to us. Let's not be rude on the phone call. Let's be clear on our communication as much as possible. So how do you do? What do you do when you need to take calls, right? There are different steps in taking calls for those of us who take calls most times. When you're taking a phone call, please turn away your computer. Don't be looking at there are so many distractions. If you're answering a call and looking at your phone or looking at there's a tendency that you answer wrongly. There's a tendency that you say the wrong thing. Some people tell you, no, I'm not distracted. I can multitask. That's not true. You can't always multitask. So turn away your computer when you're taking a phone call so that you can listen. Put down your material. Some of us, we are reading something and we're answering call. We won't pay attention. Remember, we talked about listening skills. You must be able to listen. Focus your attention on the caller. Hear what they're saying. Some of us, we are talking on the phone. We are eating garota. We are eating apple. Okay. So what do you excuse me? You want to drink water? Because when you're talking and you're eating, you will choke. So we must stop the art of, gum chewing, drinking, eating during a conversation. They send the wrong signal. I can never forget one of those days when, when Zenith Bank, when they started the whole BVN thing. And at that point, I didn't have BVN, but I had Nigerian bank accounts. And, I wasn't in Nigeria those times. So, I didn't think I had any need for BVN. So after many years, I think 2 years into the BVN thing, so they said, I think they locked some of my Nigerian account or something. So I had to start calling, the bank to see if I can get support at that time. And when I called around, they have a 24-hour service for people in diaspora. So I called around 1 a.m. And then this person was talking to me, and then they were like eating, they were eating when they were talking to me. I was like, is this the bank? I had to drop the call because I didn't want to believe it was. I expected so much more. I expected professionalism from them. So within 60 seconds, people will be able to assume whether they want to talk to you or not. From your voice, people can assume whether they want to talk to you. And when you talk most times on the phone, listen. Because the person is not face-to-face with you to explain certain things. So you have to listen. Project a tone that conveys enthusiasm. Don't project a tone that each time they call, they say, normal level, is civil service now, what can you expect? Or is NIPOS now, what can you expect? No, people don't have to keep having those type of expectations. They have to speak to us and then, be able to respect us because they know that they're talking to us. Take a deep breath, pick the calls. Smile when you're speaking. I know they're not seeing you physically, but you can also smile. So don't allow your phone ring away. I don't know how many phones, I don't know how we take our calls. But when we see missed calls, we should be able to return them. There's nobody that has the intention of calling if they don't have any inquiry they want to make. Return calls when you see them. Some of the things we can say, oh, good morning, my name is this, how may I help you? My name is this from XYZ, how can I help you? Imagine if NIPOS says they want to begin to call customers now to say, okay, we have a database of Nigerians who have this. I want to start calling all of them now, tell them that we are back on track, our service is good, they can now use us. They will expect you to be as professional as the banks. They want you to sound the way customer service in MTN used to sound. So we must start giving that type of vibe so that people can take us seriously. So listen, not only to what is said, but the body language. And we talked about not interrupting customers. We let them say whatever they want to say. Even if they are ranting, allow them to rant. Don't be saying, madam, calm down, madam, calm down. Sometimes when you tell somebody to calm down, they get more angry. So that word alone gets them angry more. So allow them to finish speaking. When they are done, say, okay, all right, madam, can I speak now? And then they give you the go ahead and you can go ahead and talk. So when they're talking to you on the phone and they're raising concerns, don't just keep mute like, oh, okay, I understand, ma. I understand, sir. Okay, sir. I'm taking note of that, sir. Sometimes why we are unable to control these customers is because we have gotten them so aggravated. So be sure to get clarification. If there's something you don't understand, get clarity. Get clarity as much as possible. Please, I'm sure that there is a recorded version. Maybe we can have access to this later. Yes, so I think it's okay if we need to leave, that's fine. Okay, as much as possible. So please, I've said it over and over, let's not use the things of, I don't know, we can't do it here, we don't do it here. We do it a lot. You have to, madam. No, ma, we can't help you, but we don't do it here. No, sir. So we must be very constructive. We must be very, very constructive in our communication. Let's always try to give help the much we can. Let's be positive towards customers, and you'll be shocked at the outcome of it. So the 5 things that we must not say is, I don't know. Just tell them, oh, okay, Sama, so can you give me a second to find out? Or can you call me back in 1 hour? Let me find out. Don't say, no, we can't do that. But tell them, okay, this is how we can help. Okay, maybe somebody says, I don't want again, refund me. Or the person says, I don't want again, return my item. Don't say that, ma, I'm sorry, we don't do refund here. So the only thing we can do here, we can say, oh, okay, ma, this is what we can do. Okay, we can have you have another slot to, so you can just look for whatever it is that is the alternative, rather than telling them outrightly that we can't do this here. Yeah, aggravate them. Some customers come from their home ready to fight. That's why you see somebody send something through Enugu, for example, and he was supposed to come to Lagos, and his experience was with Enugu, but he will come and pour the anger on Lagos. So he comes in very angry and looking for who to land the next slap on. So everybody wants something to be done about their situation. And I always tell us to put ourselves in the customer's shoes. If we go somewhere and they tell us, we don't do that here, we can't help you, we don't know, how are we going to feel? But when they tell us, okay, we're going to be on this, we'll call you back to so time, okay, I'm going to pass you to this person, let's start doing those little things. Give options. Say, okay, I am going to do this. Okay, I'm going to assist you. Okay, we are going to, whatever is it, try to find ways to communicate. And I've said it very, very well. Give an honest answer. Most times, give an honest, and there is no need trying to tell customers what you are unable to do, except you're very clear. Oh, items like letter, you get that in 5 days. Items like clothes, you get it in 7 days. Items like this, going to Canada, you get it in 20 days. But like I said, if over time you have seen that this item never gets to the customer in 20 days, you can tell them to make room for extra days. So instead of us saying no to customers hate to hear no. They don't want to hear no. They expect you to resolve their situation to their advantage. So as much as possible, we can see how to support them. Okay? So most times when we call on the phone and somebody calls you and then you pick on the phone, you be like, who is this? No. May I have your name, please? Can I confirm who is calling? May I ask who is calling? Not, hello, who is this? Who is this already comes very defensive. I'm not sure if we put people on hold, but the typical MTN call experience that you have is exactly what is expected for you, because they have been, I know that, of course, a lot of training needs to be done. I mean, these are just, in terms of telephone etiquette, these are just passive learnings. So I know that the management may need to do more for call taking. But yes, when you need to put somebody on hold, you have to tell them, okay, please, can you just hold on for 1 second? Or do you want to start? And then always check with them to see that they are there. And if it's going to take long, tell them you call them back, take down their numbers, confirm that, and then talk to them if you can. So don't say, oh, I'm sorry, I'm not responsible for that. So who is? How is the customer supposed to know who is responsible and who is not responsible? They're interacting with NIPOS. They're not interacting with your different departments. So it's your duty to find out who is responsible. So you can say, I'm sorry you're having this problem. What can I do to help? Or, oh, I'm sorry you're having this problem. Let me refer you to the people that can handle this. Not saying, ah, madam, you called customer service. I don't know. I'm not responsible for that. Thank you. But you tell a customer that, how do you want them to feel? So sometimes if we need to transfer customers on the call, you tell them, okay, so please, I want to transfer you from customer service to the courier team so that they can they can get more information about your person. You can even give them the name of the person who you're transferring them to, or the person that is going to call them soon. And if you have a frustrated caller who has been transferred several, because I'm going to say, I've been calling you people's number, nothing has been happening. I've been calling for 1 month. This is the same thing they tell me all the time. What do? They have to take ownership. I have to say, you know what? Okay, I'm going to take your phone. I'm going to take your number, and I'll try to make sure that I personalize your issue this time around. You take it upon yourself to solve their problem. Like I say, it doesn't take anything out of us. It's part of our job. So let's be more friendly. Let's check back with customers. Have you received your item? They had a bad experience. They had a terrible experience. We just to make sure that things are able to align. So how do you close calls? Of course, after you had a conversation with the customer, and by summarizing everything you talked about, in case there's still need for that, and thank the person for calling. It's not easy for somebody to call your business and want to inquire, even if they don't use NiPost. It's not easy. It's not easy for you to call. Any business that you call means you want to potentially have an association with them, means you want to potentially do business with them. So thank the person for calling. Okay, is this all we can help you with? Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you very much for calling, and do have a nice day. And then you wait for them. If they hang up, that's fine. Some of us, the customer is still talking. Piam, you're already hung up. We have to be a little bit more patient to make sure that we get whatever it is. And then all these things are the little things that we can do to drive our customer service. These are the little things we can do to drive our customer service. So before we move into the next thing, which Bala is going to take on, we're going to try to end here in terms of this, and then we'll start taking questions. Okay. So before we take questions, I would have Bala take on the session. I think there's a session, the 5-minute session. Bala, over to you.
All right. Thank you so much, Thelma. This has been as educative as it was yesterday. Thank you so much for enlightening us and also giving us clear perspectives on how effective customer service should be offered by frontline officers. So distinguished colleagues, now is the time for questions and answers. Please, if you have any questions, kindly indicate by raising your arm, and then we would follow it according to the numbers of people that raise their hands. So please, if you have any questions, kindly indicate by raising your arm with an emoji there, and then we will take your questions. If you have any questions for Madam Thelma, please show by raising your hands. Thank you so much. Questions, contributions, suggestions are welcome. Please feel very free. Feel very, very free to say anything here. Everything you say within here stays here, will be taken in an advisory position, not a criticism. It won't be a criticism at all. It will be in an advisory position. So questions and answers quickly before we go for the social media expose. Questions and answers for Thelma regarding the class. Thank you so much. Please raise your hands with an emoji if you have questions.
Okay, I think there were 2 questions that were asked the first time. I don't know, can that be pulled up?
Okay, you said you wanted a reminder, right?
Yes.
All right, let me pull that question up. Okay, please, do you have that question for us?
Yes, I do.
All right, please. Sure.
The question was, in a situation where you keep pleading with a client for months without positive outcome, how do you keep calming such a client as a front desk officer? This is from Deborah Jamila.
Okay, I know that is a very tough one. It's a very, very tough one, but a certain situation that should be escalated within the organization. I'm not sure what the structure is, but there are certain issues that there should be some deliveries that if they are not done within XYZ time, it is escalated, which means it becomes an urgent situation. So I don't see any reason why a customer service rep will be trying to, convince or beg a customer for over 3 months or even 6 months for a particular item. So first of all, we need to direct to understand at what point do we escalate issues within the organization. I think that can be clear, so that can help. Secondly, do you have the exact reason? Do you have interactions with the department who is responsible for that item? What do they tell you? Can you give me an example of some of the things they tell you that is the reason why the item has not gotten to them? Because you can't be convincing customer to wait without any proper information. So can you just give me an example of a situation where you were calming this customer down for a while, and what was the department responsible for that delay telling you at that time?
Okay, Jamila, are you online?
Huh?
Jamila, you'll be on mute now so that you can talk. Jamila, you can speak, please. Your mic is on mute now. Or you can type it out in the comment section, in the chat session.
Yeah, okay, so just to summarize that, since we don't have any clear reason.
In most cases, they tell you that the item is either the Lagos IMP, or sometimes they will tell you is at the custom checkpoint. And most of the times when you track those items, you see that they've not even gone anywhere. So how do you tell customers? How do you, do your work by, calming your customers? In most cases, and we had cases of even customers trying to beat our staff. I have experienced like 2 of such cases. So, in such cases, you see that you're trying to, do your work as a customer service officer will be rendered fruitless.
Okay. Thank you very much, Deborah. So the first thing to do at that point is to escalate to whoever is the head of department for customer service. At that level, you should be able to escalate to whoever the delivery, or how do you guys call it? I'm not sure how the departments are structured. They should be able to give a concrete reason why an item has not left a particular location. So I think when you have told the customer to be patient the first time, the second time, at the third time, if nothing has moved from that first time, escalate to your manager. And when you do that, manager or head of department, I'm not sure the structure, but to the highest person, and then they can reach out to that other department from that level, their director, to intervene. I've seen so many things on social media, and they were resolved because a director intervened. So if it gets to that point where our own director of our department have to reach out to the director of another department to resolve an issue, then of course we have to do that. So let's not bottle a problem between ourselves and the customers only. Speak out when you have to speak out. It's part of doing your job. Because if you receive beating and then you lose an eye and the cause of it, that becomes your own personal problem. So if anybody is going to affect your work, as much as not doing anything about it, you have to take actions. I think that will be my way of addressing such issues.
Yeah, also to buttress that point also, Jamila, that's why the supervisors were, first of all, hosted yesterday in their own class. Your managers and supervisors were taken through the training so that it will prepare them for eventual contributions or requests from their subordinate, their staffs that are under their supervision. So please, we can escalate all these. We can escalate any complaint to our superior or our immediate supervisors. Then they too can subsequently escalate it up to their own supervisors, and that's how the chain goes. So please, if the problem passes your power, carry and go meet your Oga. Thank you so much. Please, do we have any other questions? Any other questions, please?
I think there was also another question. There were two of them, but I'm not sure.
There's
what
one in the
was.
comment section by Mr. Michael. Question reads, you talk about honesty and sincerity to our customers. Please, how can we be sincere to a customer that came up with an issue of undelivered item at the appropriate time?
Okay, I think we have already answered that, where we said, let's be honest with the time. Let's tell people, if we've seen over time that customers' item don't get in 5 days, let's say like throughout the last 2 years or 1 year that we have attended to customers that item is supposed to get there in 5 years, it never got there in 5 days, usually 6, 7, 8. Then we can as well tell customers that standardly your items are to come in between 5 days, but there are usually some cases where it comes in, you can extend that time frame. You can give them a time frame to work with. It's easier for them to see if they want to go for it. So that way the pressure is less. So you're being honest with them, because it's when you give them high expectation, that's when they come with high request or high aggression. So let's make room based on trends to be able to tell customer. You tell them what the real time is, but also make room for them to make further adjustment to certain times. Okay, so please, if you have any contribution, that's fine as well. I see Buhari here said, we can encourage teams working with helping one another. Of course, this is also very, very important. You know that, like I said, we can't achieve customer service if we don't work together, okay? So there are some times that maybe your duty is just to collect a request, and then when you're collecting requests for the day, that's done. And then you can see that item just came in that needs sorting. And this person is strong, because all of these things are what contributes to the delay, because we need to sort them to be able to call the customers to come and pick up. I believe we're all here to achieve a common goal. Teamwork is something that is very critical. Your success is my success. If we do sorting and delivery go on time, all of us achieve the same result. So when we are less busy, when we see that there are team members that need help, it's very, very important that we offer help to our team members, so that when we need help as well, our own team members can also assist us in those times. So thank you very much for that suggestion. It's indeed a very crucial one, that we must learn to work as a team to get some of the results that we need. Okay. Okay, can you Bala, can you unmute everybody? I think they can't speak at this time.
Okay, I think the person that raised his hand has been on mute now.
Okay.
Galaxy A02, you're on mute.
Okay, yeah, thank you very much. My question is, I want to start beginning with, you need to identify NIPOS as a government institution. Now, you have you are being given instruction by your superior. For example, at the counter, what you tell customer that your item will be delivered within the next 2 or 3 weeks. You understand me? This is an instruction from a superior officer to you. And deep down within you, you know that within that 2 or 3 weeks, or even a month or 3 months, the item will not be delivered. So in such situation where you come, you are not even certain of when the item will be delivered. Now you are giving the customer a tentative date that within the next 1 week or 3 or 2 days, his or her item will be delivered. At the end of the day, the item is not delivered. In such situation where you are in a tight corner, what do you advise? Because as it stands, sometimes you give things you have already passed the information to your customer. Your customer will be at your beck of calling. There are other logistics that are involved in delivery of item. So what do you suggest in such situation?
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much for that question. So first of all, I think that we have gotten to a point where, making under promises, or making over promise and under delivering has become a thing that, no longer works in today's world. So first of all, I have to let my manager, my superior know that over time, in the last 6 months, our item has never come in exactly 2 weeks. And we have customers who are aggrieved, who come here and they put us on social media that we tell them. So sometimes you need to make them understand why that timeline is no longer working. So when you tell them that and say it is best that you make a suggestion, I think it's best we tell them that delivery is XYZ to XYZ time, but they should make room for so at least 1 month, right? So that can help customers' expectation. So you can make that suggestion to him and see what happens. So, but when we do that and then they don't buy the idea and you go ahead and tell customers, and then, you know, along the line, it doesn't work well and customers are aggrieved that they come in. I'm not sure where those superiors is, but if they're in their office, you have to call them, you know, that these customers are aggrieved and they are here. So they need to come and address, because sometimes I feel like they've not experienced some of these customers. That's why they feel it's okay for you to keep managing them. So maybe at specific events, they need to come down themselves and see for themselves, you know, what has happened. We can't wait until the customer becomes violent on somebody else for us to be able to take action. So my suggestion would be to talk to them, tell them that this is the trend over time, and that you're suggesting that we give them a time frame regardless, because a lot of the complaints that we see online and everything is the fact that we are unable to deliver at the time that we should. So I think that would be the best approach. If your manager insists that you tell them the time, then you tell them. If the customers don't get their items and they come in and they are aggrieved, you have to schedule the supervisor to see the manager and then, you know, try to calm down and see what can work. But of course, in the process, you can't tell the customer, oh, I mean, I told my supervisor. You can't tell the customer such a thing. So the much you can do is to ensure that you still get to manage them anyway, but your supervisor needs to understand what the real thing on ground is. We have gone past the society of under-promising or over-promising and under-delivering. It's something that people or organization may no longer tolerate at this time, right? So I think you should have a more detailed discussion with your manager on how that affects you and how that affects the customers, and then see what they say or do about that. But I feel like from our conversations yesterday, you know, I believe that some of them would look at other ways to address some of this issue. I'm hoping that can be the outcome, okay? So I'm not sure if that addresses your question. So someone says, I just informed the customer this morning that her item is on transit. Meanwhile, the item is at IMPC Lagos or captured. It takes PMG intervention before the item was captured in the system. What can you do in this case as a DEX officer? You know, I feel like we need a lot of teamwork training. I can see for some of the things we have said. And then I like that we have already addressed some of these issues of working internally. So we're able to reach out to our colleagues in this. So if you know the people that you rely on to get your work done, just make friends with them in those departments. What I mean by make friends, I'm not saying you should try to. What I mean is let them know you, let you know them. Let them be people that you can easily relate with and they attend to you because you need them to be successful in what you're doing. Okay, and in some cases, escalate, like I've said. So this type of situation, as a DEX officer, of course, you have to follow up. You have to follow up through with the department, whoever is there. You have to follow up with them. You have to tell them how important this is so that they can send it out. Unfortunately, that may be, you know, the best that you can do. So build more relationship with your internal customers or the internal teams that you work with so that they can ensure that your work is seamless as much as possible. Then someone says, how do you manage saboteurs? Because we have instances where items have been held intentionally and the handling officer might be a superior. That's unethical. I believe that's unethical. And I believe that there are channels for the organization to address unethical issues. I'm not sure if we have that channel within the organization, but anybody that wants to hold on an item of a customer, you know, because they are superior, I find that to be unethical. I don't know, Bala, how do you guys address that internally as an organization?
Okay, so there are actually systems in place, though they have been quite ineffective for some time now. But as we speak currently, there are several task force task forces that have been initiated by the Postmaster General to address challenges such as this. But also the current Postmaster General is also very open to suggestions via private or whichever lines that the staff can get through on how they feel this issues can better be addressed. But at the moment, there are measures in place that you can reach out to the investigations unit, and also you can reach out to the Postmaster General's office to also inquire on some of these things.
Okay. Okay, because we have, I mean, our superiors should expose or should showcase, you know, professionalism in what they're doing. So I don't see any reason why this should happen. So please, it's something that should be reported and taken seriously so that can be investigated as much as possible. So someone says—
we can take two more questions.
Yes, so please, like I mentioned to everybody, whatever we discuss here stays here. It is not for anybody to be antagonized. It is not for anybody to go somewhere else outside of the conversation we've had here to say anything. It's not for anybody to hold on to anybody against whatever I said. Whatever we're saying here is the purpose of improving NIPOST, okay? The purpose of making our work better. So please, I do hope that you will do me a favor by making sure that this information, as discussed during this meeting today, are confidential, and most importantly, they're not used against anybody, but solely for the purpose of improving the organization and this training. So someone says, what do we do when an item going to a particular location is delayed to make room for others to join before it leaves, simply because it's going the same direction? Okay, so I believe there are processes. Okay, so this whole thing centers around processes. So for me, there should be a level of item collection. I believe that the reason why this thing happens again is because we lack of customers. Because we have a lot of customers, it shouldn't take time for us to merge items before it goes to where it's going. For example, if an item is going to, what country can I use? It's going to Iran, at a country that is experiencing war and the rest. And then we have like maybe few items and we don't have a lot of customers to take them there, right? Of course, it's not something the customer should know, but we also know that the business makes it, the business profits, and it also loses. There are some locations that are highly profitable that gives you all the money you need, and there are some locations that you have to keep covering up for from the other locations. So if we don't have a lot of deliveries going out in this particular location, then we can adjust the time delivery for the customers. We can adjust it to say, oh, for items going this route, it usually takes longer time. This is how long it takes. Or as an organization, we can make room for those type of locations to say that, oh, well, this is not our most profiting environment, so he has to go to other places than get here. So I think that we need to adjust the timeline to those locations that have delayed pickup. And I believe that if we improve generally as an organization, we would also have more customers, that this issue may not be prevalent. So I think that we need to use past experiences to give customers direction. So if we know that is a place that we need more items for it to go through, we can adjust our communication with the client where possible. I'm not sure how much of ICT, I'm not sure how much of technology that is put into place that allows to know how many items that should go to a place. But I also know that, for example, if something is going to Taraba and we have items going to Kano, we have items going to Kaduna, we have items going to Jalingo, I don't know, some of those places, we may as well make the first move into Kano. At least from Kano to the Taraba is closer. So there we can spend less moving. We are likely to see more items going from Kano to Taraba than you're going to see going from the east to Taraba. So we may want to break out our delivery. I'm not sure the operational plan, but that can be, I think this has to be addressed by the operational team on how they want to achieve this type of issues. But I know that most times what happens is that they take it to the nearest location that has surge. So for example, if we move it to Kano, there's a possibility that there's many orders going from Kano to Taraba. So it's easier to manage, yeah? Yeah, so. Okay, so the question of what strategies can we use to phase out old and redundant devices and encourage the adoption and purchase or new or updated whatever. So of course, ICT is the way forward. I'm sure that part of what NIPOS is doing at this moment is to also overhaul the system, introduce new devices. Okay, and I also believe that by the time they do this introduction, that we're not resistant to change. Because another thing, when we are crying and say, oh, we need more technology, but when they come, we are resistant to change. We want to keep doing things the old way. So we must be adaptive. We must be able to accommodate new technologies. We must be able to change when things are changing. Remember, like I told us, there are a lot of equipment that we use now that are completely outdated, that we can no longer use. And in the real world, they are no longer feasible. So we have to always update ourselves with technologies that will help us. So when we see new introductions to the organization, please, let's be adaptable and know that it's for our own growth and it's for our own self-sustainability. So Bala, over to you for the social media expose.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much, Thelma. Thank you so much, everyone. Your observations and questions are duly noted, and also part of the efforts being put in place to make the organization a better one is that discussions and suggestions from here will actually be submitted to the Postmaster General's office and also to the management to also look for ways forward. That's why we encourage you to be able to speak out. Speak out is the new approach. Speak so that there shouldn't be a gap, a distance between you and authority. Be able to speak to authority without fear of repression, without fear that you'll be transferred to maybe Boko or you'll be transferred to maybe Sambisa. So you can actually also do that anonymously. Make your suggestions anonymously, and also use opportunities like training such as this to make those observations known. Like I said, we're in the phase of the organization where we're looking for ways to go forward. That's why in the next presentation, you would also see innovations being put in place individually by groups of people. It doesn't have to be department-wise. It doesn't have to be too structured. Make the recommendation, and then it's left for the organization to adopt it. So make the changes. I know there are quite a lot of us that are young here that entered the service. I entered the service like 2018, and I know close to like 6 or 7 people who have jackpot like from NIPOS. But the fact still remains that, oh, they were here and they jackpot. What was left behind when they jackpot? What was it that they did while they were here? The place you're going to, they will ask you, what was your experience in your previous organization? And then I know for sure, if you go to countries such as the UK, such as US, and you present in your CV that you worked previously in the postal service in Nigeria, they pay more respect to the postal system. So there are certain expectations that they will expect you, but not the one they will bring you. And even the core values of the organization, you can't say, yeah, it's like that. So the difference, changing NIPOS starts with you and I. And that is why you have sacrificed to be, aside the data that was promised that will be refunded, you have also sacrificed to be part of this training. And then it starts from there. So next up, quickly, I know, we'll be taking a data presentation, an expository for social media I'll be handling that on behalf of the social media team. So let me share my screen with you guys. Thank you so much, Thelma. Thank you so much. All right, so I believe we can all see my screen. Please, can you see my screen?
Yes, I can.
All right, so this expository is going to be a very short one. I'll try to make it as short and then also as present as possible so that we can have our Muslim brothers join us back. Some of them have messaged that they are back privately, that they are back from the mosque. So this is a social media expository lesson. It's titled Embrace, Learn, and Grow. This, as much as is recommended for the organization, as much as it goes for the organization, it also goes for us individuals that are within the organization, and most especially the younger age classification of the staff within the organization. Remember, after the last 2 recruitments, that we could actually see the distance between the age classification of the senior officers and then the junior officers. So we have a lot of senior officers that are going within the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years. And then we have a lot of junior officers that are way, way, way behind in their quest to move up the ranks. So this is a presentation by the NIPOS social media team. Honored to present it on behalf of the social. Oh yes, there's a social media team. All right, so all right, so on my screen, for some of us that are using phones and systems, please bear with us about the resolution of the screen. You will see 2 screenshots, one on my right and one on the left. So I'll take the one on the left first, and then it's very direct. Some of us might have seen this since some of us actually use social media that quite enough when we were being dragged in the media a few days back. And then some of us are also use social media for our private businesses. And when I mean private business, I mean only the agri business. The other one, concern me. I mean the agri businesses. We use this a lot. And then we know the importance of effective customer service and feedback on the social media. So on the left, we have @Malik. This was from this was from X, which is Twitter. He said, if your mother works at NIPOS Area 1, gang, just know that she's a thief. A client sent back a gold jewelry from the US using NIPOS. It arrived Abuja. No one called. That's number 1. After about 2 weeks, we went to NIPOS Area 1. I think I know the SPM. This woman denied receiving our package and asked us to go to NIPOS Area 10, which is actually the General Post Office. And Area 10 too couldn't find it. I know Mr. Adamu is in Area 10. And they sent us back to the woman in Area 1 again. Now, remember, like the video that Thelma played, back and forth. Already the customer is already having it here, small. Then after many back and forth, a director from the headquarters, God bless my director, I hope he's not my director, had to give us a note to hand to the woman. And immediately she read the note, she opened the drawer and gave us the package. It was in her drawer all this while. You know how painful this is for a customer who probably left whatever he was doing. Well, maybe he's in Gwarinpa or maybe he's in Guagalala and he came all the way to Area 1 to pick this thing up. To go through all this stress, and you had it all the while, but you let the customer go back and forth. Now, I'll draw your attention to the last statement. That thieves, most staffs at NIPOS are thieves. And when I read this, I looked at myself and I'm like, thief care. How much NIPOS they pay me? Wait, somebody go just there, they call me thief. But that is the general notion. First of all, they even ask you, does NIPOS even still exist? Now, the people that even now know that NIPOS exists and are trying to patronize the NIPOS, this is the kind of treatment that we are giving them for customer service. And then we'll go to the next one, which was the blockbuster over the weekend of the guy that sent the watch. Thelma mentioned this, that the watch was sent from the USA by Idan to Nigeria via USPS and arrived in Lagos. But someone in NIPOS swapped it with a Lagos Island watch. I am so tired of this. Look at the watch. This watch is I can't remember what they call it, Qatar something, around $20,000. That's more than 24 million naira if you convert that. And then this is the real watch, and then it was switched and converted to something and replaced with something entirely different, which does not meet the value of that. How do you offer that as a service in NIPOS? But now, here's the very interesting, and okay, under that, there's a user that said there was a time when those who want to send shoes that pass through the talons of NIPOS, separate the pairs and then send them separately, like 1 month interval, so that when they send the different colors and design of only one left leg today, and then await for the 20, and then wait 25 to 30 days interval before sending the other one, so that NIPOS will carry one out of the 2 pairs of shoes. I mean, how? In as much as these things might just be mere claims to drive traffic to the page, but some of these are actually true because we deal with them on the social media team every day. These ones are the ones that actually trended. So now, for instance, the Idon guy, his tweets alone garnered more than 2.5 million views of negativity, because under this place, if you saw the reports, if you saw the distinct submissions that were made by people under here, you will be amazed that what are we now even doing in NIPOS? What are we doing in the NIPOS? That's so many issues, but quite a number of those issues date back 7 years, 5 years, 6 years. So it's basically people it's like a PTSD of things that happen to people. And they're explaining. I think the Mali guy also came under this Idon's tweets. And then now, see, for us on the social media team, we have been able to reach out to the two of them to actually ascertain the veracity of their claim. For instance, Malik, he actually said he eventually collected, which he stated, he collected it, and then also sent us the tracking details and details of the item so that we have escalated that to the investigation department. But the Idon guy is actually yet to respond to us. So for now, we have 2.5 million, maybe it's up to 3 million views of negativity in the social media. So look at these icons. Okay, for yesterday's class, they were a bit old, so sorry to my senior colleagues. So there was an analogy for them that what comes to your mind when you see all of this? Is it the fact that you just scroll videos on your phone and then just la ha ha ha, or just waste data? Why don't you see it as an opportunity to improve your businesses, yourself, and the rest of it? So what is social media then? Because most of us here know about it, we'll run through it quickly. So social media refers to an online platform, to online platforms and applications that enable users to create, share, and exchange content, ideas, and information in virtual communities on a network. So we basically have an understanding of how this works. So what is the difference between traditional media and social media? Now, traditional media is defined by the level of interaction available to the consumer. So for the traditional media, you watch TV, you read newspaper, you listen to radio. There's no way for you to give your input. The only way you can give your input for traditional media or make comment about something on the TV, it's probably in a beer parlor, probably with your friends, or probably in a church or in a mosque gathering or community something. That's where the only way. But social media has changed that narrative. Social media has given us an opportunity to be able to speak directly to discussions, talk, engage immediately as it is happening, right? So next slide. All right, so the common link among all forms of social media is that content is supplied, managed by individuals who leverage the tools and platforms provided by the social media communities. We all know that. So what is the role of social media in governance? Now, as how it applies to us in NIPOS, this is where we're going to now. So take a look at the screen. Now, this screen has one data set from the participants that registered for this very training. Now, if we look at this very first one, the one colored in yellow and light green and the rest of them, we'll see that applicants according to their experience in service. You see that the highest bar here, which is 214 participants, are in the entry level. This was what I was trying to make reference to initially. And then the ones that are still developing, 115 out of around 400 people, 490 something people that registered. Now we have the senior officers at just 93 and then experienced officers at 83. So clearly from this chart, we can see that there is a long space, a vacuum between the seniors and the juniors within the organization. Social media has not even been called in. Now, the second one, which of the following video conferencing tools do we use? Okay, we see that Zoom has the highest. That is actually what informed the need for us to use Zoom. We would have probably used Google Meet or Teams or Skype, but because participants have indicated that it is Zoom they use the most, that's why we're using it for this training. Now, for this other one, what do you consider to be the biggest barrier to effective communication. Okay, this was answered by participants. Lack of understanding was the highest, and the rest of them. So what is the point here? That we have come to a virtual age where we don't have to stay on paper or meetings to be able to make decisions. The virtual space, virtual communities such as social media has given us an opportunity to view information and make informed decisions in real time. It took us barely at the close of this form to be able to come up with the analysis for this data, to see that, yes, this, and that are the points that we need to consider. So the virtual space is very important for government to make informed decisions and also drive policies. So government institutions such as the presidency, EFCC, FIRS, and even the police understood early enough the importance of social media in their government to citizen relationship, their G2C relationships. For some of us that have concluded our e-government trainings, 2 weeks e-government trainings, we would have seen that there were special courses that were dedicated to just social media and how it should be implemented in organizations. So it is important for government to citizens, for the government to citizens relationship. And then for us in NIPOS, we even offer more than government to citizen relationship services. We also offer government to government services and the rest of them. So it is important for us to adopt. The organization might adopt now, but we that are the personnel, the officers, the junior ones that are within the system, individually, we need to adopt the social media and the trends to make informed decisions. And then, okay, like I said, police have adopted it. And then for some of us that during the weekend, we might have seen the police tweets during the weekend. I'll read it quickly. It says, Saturdays are for weddings, drip your drip and look fine. But remember, safety first. Shine your eyes no matter the time. Party with joy, but try and make you no cause wahala. But if it is so, if we sub, we go there to settle the kasala. And if now our men come shit for church, don't forget to reach out. We go come flush them. And I beg, if you see something, try make you yarn something. Make this weekend stew for all law-abiding citizens. And underneath that tweet, attached to that tweet, they now had their hotlines for various locations and also their complaints handles. Now, this is a perfect example of the effectiveness of social media. Normally, if you hear this, if they told you who said this comment without telling you who said it, you will not, the police will be the last people. How? I want to tell police, well, how police want to talk this thing? And I go believe. But it was on the police's handle. And then that tweet alone, within the time that the screenshot was taken, garnered over 441,000 views. On a normal day, police post, who will go and view what the police, how many people? 5,000, 1,000. But social media has given an avenue for even the police to communicate with citizens in the language they might be able to understand. Now, there are a lot of the STEEs, the FUNE and the distinct class might not understand this part. But a lot of other Nigerians who need the police in their activities can relate to this. And then underneath that tweet, someone said, I beg, I need find better police babe for this weekend. Make we patronize our officers too. And the handler inside his own crews too engaged him and said, find police babes full station. Go make your choice. May you find that which you are looking for this weekend. Of course, me and you know, say, I no go police station, go find police, with no disrespect, because of the antecedents of the police. Then you can now consider what is, like, see the police, keep police and keep NIPOS. Now in your thinking, keep police and keep NIPOS. You know that the public have nearly the same, police even better pass us. To tell you the truth, in the public perspective, police better pass us. And so there were also other comments underneath that same tweet. They also used the opportunity to also respond to a robbery case of that. And then they say, we are sorry to hear about your friend's experience. Please ask her to report the incident immediately to the nearest police station and provide all necessary details, including transaction records and description of perpetrators, blah, blah, blah. And then you may wish to reach out to us via the following number. So it's an opportunity. The social media offers government agencies and institutions opportunities to engage and offer their services better to the citizens. who are their number one priority, because as government service officers, the citizens are our first priority. So next slide. Government understood this early enough. So even since 2007, in section 6, 17, 18, and 32 of the NIDA Act, established in 2007, a social media framework was established and guideline for public institutions. What were the core mandates of these guidelines? Dissemination of information, public engagement for formulation of public policy, sensitization of the public on government policies, and also obtain feedback from the citizens. Now, for some of us that interface with customers online in our various stations, I'm saying if for the ones that have WhatsApp numbers for instance, in Odo Akure, that have WhatsApp numbers for customers who patronize the post offices within Odo Akure to respond to. Some of us how do we interact with these people? And do we also know that governments have established requirements and guidelines and frameworks for these communications to take place? Not just the social media team, that's general social media team, there are also the customer care hotlines. They are established mediums for engagement and effective customer service. So next slide, see people with fine iPhones. Okay, these iPhones are really old though, small cameras. But who are these people? Normally, if you see these people, like, wait till this one they press, what's this one pressing? But these are social media managers. They play an effective role in the society and also in governance and in offering services to the public nowadays. So social media managers are typically responsible for setting content strategy and driving engagement on the agency's social media platform. And here at NIPOS, we have the NSMT as our social media representatives, who are NIPOS social media team. Okay, so this is part of the advantages of social media adoption, brand awareness. Look at this. These were beautifully designed and crafted messages intended for the general public, but have an effective messaging effective messages within them. This, for instance, on the left, my left, was for the International World Post Day. So it has collaborating with Safe and Connected Future, beautiful design. But what's this intended for? To make you know, say, we still there. NIPOS still exists. So underneath this tweet, you see people are still there. Do you guys still exist? And the rest of them. So, but the main key point is put this out there, let customers come under and engage and also know that you exist. And then also on the right, we have the Independence Day post. This was from last year. Independent with the stamp. The stamp there connotes NIPOS or denotes NIPOS, and then Nigerian flag and the rest of them. This was crafted by the content team to intentionally get viewers first, and then underneath, we can now engage them. But trust me, when this post went out last year, you will see people that came and said, my parcel has been with NIPOS since November 2020 something, but no problem. We will engage with them, take the details of the complaints they have submitted, and then pass it onward to the departments and units that are responsible for them. Another advantage of social media is create meaningful relationships with customers. How do we do that? You see, on the left, we have a beautiful picture of our Postmaster General with some directors from the organization, female directors from the organization for the International Women's Day post. And also we still have some normal staff, normal senior staff within the organization who were also featured on that post. But what is it? We resonate with you. We resonate with our women. We remember that our women are there. Engage with us. Engage with us. And also the Happy Workers Day post also on the side. Sorry, I'm rushing a bit. And also, I believe our Muslim brothers are all back now. And then also we see the post office location. This is also another post office location, beautifully designed to also help people see post office locations near them so that they can be able to make reference, they can be able to visit there and also patronize us. And then also weekends and weekdays. They're not far, it's not just NIPOS, even Nigerian Customs. See them posting TGIF posts. So social media has become very, very important and a very significant aspect, but it's also a customer engagement and feedback customer engagement and feedback mechanism for organizations. So if we see the next slide, we see when the Honorable Minister of Communications came into office last year, this was even before the appointment of the current Postmaster General in NIPOS, his team tweeted, as we innovate towards a stronger digital economy, the role of NIPOS cannot be underestimated. Please share some of your hopes for the ideal NIPOS in the comment section. This is still out there. It's still online there. A lot of people, over 3,000 people commented on this with meaningful comments on suggestions on how NIPOS should move forward. For instance, someone said NIPOS should separate its logistics arm from its regulatory infrastructure arm, and then the logistics arm should operate like a private company. And there were also other suggestions within them. So you will now see that sometimes if the organization is now implementing some of these suggestions after broader consultations with the management of the organization, you will see that it came from social media. So you won't take that totally off it. But trust me, underneath this same post, some people still came and said, NIPOS have their password since 20-something. Underneath that same post, some people said, see the picture of this post office that they posted. So I don't know if anyone from this post office is currently online with us. The Lord is with you and the Lord is your strength. But it was featured online. But it also shows management's efforts too, and also regard for their staff. It also brings it out. So social media has given opportunity for also the good, bad, and also the ugly. And then beside this, you see, NIPOS has the ability to be #1 in the Nigerian market. But the staff needs serious training and retraining. That's why we are here in this customer service training. The attitude of some of the staff is appalling, very appalling. They resume very late and close very early. This guy must be visiting this office every day. And some days, they don't even show up at all. They treat customers with so much disrespect. My experiences with NIPOS have never been a pleasant one. So is it all negative, negative, negative? No, there are also people who give positive reviews, but those positive reviews are not seen enough as the negative. But if we continue to do our part, there will be complaints. GTB, EcoBank, UBA, you don't see their complaint, there will be complaints, but we should, as customer service representatives, front desk officers, and also IT support officers, be on hand to make sure these complaints are resolved within the most appropriate of time. So operational improvements is also an feedback, customer complaint resolution is also an advantage of NIPOS. I'm really out of time. So for the social media team, we have like a dashboard. Now we're divided. You'll see it at the end of it. We're divided into various functions. We have a dashboard that takes in real time. So members of the team can report about complaints and how they are solved in real time. As me and you are talking, issues are being resolved. The dates that were entered, the tracking ID, who is handling it, the social media platform that it was reported, the social media handle of the person that reported, the post dates, origin, destination, the operations person that is handling it, and also the time of the response time is also being calculated for effective customer service measurement. The item category, we have a lot of inbound, we have a lot of foreign items who are mostly at the IMPC from the complaints that have been submitted and investigation IMPC. So IMPC staff, if you are on this training, una don't future, you guys are featured enough on negative trends. Can you please try and start making changes? I know the management too have to do their part in whatever you need, but it starts from you. So social media team is not just one. It is one team that is divided into subs. We have the content creation, PR team, operations team, the graphics team, data analytics team. We have the legal and investigative team. It's headed by Mrs. Olubunmi Idris. Our overall supervision in the team is done by the Director of Corporate Communications in Abuja. And then also I happen to be the assistant team lead of the team. And then also our secretariat is handled by Ms. Damilola. So on the screen is our handle. On Instagram, we're NIPOSNG, at NIPOSNGN. On Twitter, that is X, we are capital N, NIPOSNGN. And then on Facebook, we have the Nigerian Postal Service. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished colleagues. So please, it is the responsibility of each and every one of us to take note of all these things. Whatever our actions are in the front line on the counter, we get feedbacks in real time. So I know civil service is not something that people can get fired at any point like that. But to be honest, it says a lot for complaints to be submitted about you or a certain woman. Now, for instance, that woman at Area 1 Post Office. So definitely all the women at Area 1 Post Office are in view, first of all, before we now look for that woman of the gold issue. So thank you so much, and continue to do the best and offer effective customer service on your end. Thelma, you're with us. I don't know if there's any last words. We'll be submitting. Okay, I'll be sending a link for the quiz. Please, can we have the link up for the quiz, so that it's a 5-minute quiz, and I think it's 11 questions. Yeah, 11 questions, all in all, for us to answer within 5 minutes. And like I said in the beginning, it was very important for you guys to pay attention to every tiny Madam Thelma said, and also the presentation that was done by Peace, and probably the presentation that was done by myself. So it was very, very important for you to pay attention, because some of the questions, most of the questions you will see featured on all those things. And I believe some of our Muslim brothers' questions were taken out from the time you were allowed to go to the mosque, so that you could also be part of this. Like I said, there are exciting prizes for the top 3 performers in the quiz session. I will not guarantee you what is there, but I had laptop, I had iPhone. They put Apple on the back. I had whatever I had, but there are prizes courtesy of the Postmaster General for the best 3 performers in this category. And I also remember that your data get to 100, so it means every other person that attended will get their data refunded to them, courtesy of the facilitating team, and also our very, very delectable Thelma, and also the Postmaster General supported this. So I'll be putting the link. Sorry, please tell the team to put the link on the group, on the group. Joseph, please put the link on the group so we can send it to the Zoom platform now. So Auntie Thelma, once the link is posted and they're answering, you can please give us your final words and before we announce your total score immediately. Okay. You conclude your test. Technical team, please. I need the link. All right, the link is here. Okay, copy. Okay. I will let you know as soon as the time starts. It's 5 minutes, and then it will be closed and all submissions will be taken. So in the comment section, are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? So in the comment section now, I'm posting the quiz link. So your time starts, our accurate timekeeper, please, your time starts now. So Thelma, please, you can, I don't know if they'll be able to listen to you while. They will listen. They will listen. They want to win laptop.
You see, I'm seeing everybody say they want to win laptop, they want to win. What are we going to give people that win best customer service?
Well, best customer service, that's actually the point. For you to win anything here, it means you have been very attentive in the customer service class. So it means you are our customer service ambassador. So 3 people will definitely be our first set of customer service ambassadors today. So timekeeper, please keep, and the people collecting the form, please make sure the time is accurately kept too. Thank you so much, Thelma, for this. I believe a lot of the participants will want you to come back, especially the senior participants. Yesterday, we got a lot of beautiful feedbacks. As much as they said you held a cane in one hand, you also held a cake. on the other hand, while the training was going on.
They're saying the link is not opening. Please copy and paste on your browser. It's opening. No, I just opened it. I wish I could participate.
Copy it from the chat session and post it on your browser. Thank you so much. It's opening.
Please hurry so that we can finish our own basketballs. We're nearly there.
Yes, please. Okay, Bidemi, please repost the link. All right, the link has been reposted, but the time had already started counting. So, Thelma, like I said, from the positive reviews that have come in, it means we'll definitely be having you on screen. I think this time is going to be paid. Somehow is going to be paid. Then I know I've been a very, very good co-host, sorry. When that time comes, please remember me in your kingdom so that after the training, we can train very well with my account number. Yeah.
No problem.
So thank you.
No problem. I think I am very excited about this particular team. I like that we're young. I like that we're vibrant. We're open. Can we hear me, please?
Yes,
well,
yes,
I think
yes.
The network. Okay, I said no problem at all. I'm particularly excited about everybody who joined today. I think that, a lot of people were open-minded. You could see that this is not a team of people who are resistant to change. I feel like everyone here, adapts to change quickly, and everybody is willing to make amendments where they have to, which is very commendable. There's nobody like, yes, I know that there are some other factors which we acknowledged. There are operational factors, there are tool factors.
Yeah.
There are management decisions, here and there. So we understand that, but we also have agreed within ourselves that it's our responsibility to, in the face of customer, at least make them feel welcome first. Let's do the one we can do from our end. And then if management is responsible for something, they can see that they are clearly the ones who are not making things work. So I believe that we're on the right track, even though I feel like a lot more people would have joined, because you just have a number of people who are doing better, and then you have the rest who are not doing so better. Sometimes also affects the culture, because we're expecting a lot of people over 300, but you can see what the turnaround is. So you have some people who are very good at what they're doing, and then you have other people who still don't have an idea of what they should do. Yeah, so I feel like if we're able to address those ones, that would also work well. Some people are still not opening. Everybody must have taken the gift before it gets to you, because they're still not able to open or copy.
Okay, some people have already submitted, so it means it's working. And then also there were subsequent links.
What if we have ties? What's going to happen?
What if we do?
What if we have ties? Let's say 10 out of 10.
Oh, yeah, okay. That was also put in thought that if 3 people come up with the same score, it's the time you submitted that will be considered. So the person that submitted the correct answer person will be considered.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, for some of us that were also part of the in-government training, it was similar tests. So we definitely are quite accustomed with this. But for some of us that are specialists in quiz questions too, we might have already gone through some of these processes. So what's the time, please? 2 minutes more?
Okay, so please, Bella, may I ask that once the time is up, let's round up before we now call the...
Yes, very well. Once the time is up, we'll head back to you, and then collation is done, and then we can now announce, you can now help us announce the winners at the end of the day.
These ones I'm seeing people joining. Are they joining from the Blues, or are there people who were in the meeting before?
So it's one thing for you to come in. Now, a lot of questions that were asked in the quiz session, some of them might have had their answers pop up here or there, or haven't been said within the class. So if you weren't in the class, it might somewhat be tricky. They're actually very simple questions. It's just paying attention for would actually make you come out on top. That's just it.
Okay.
What's the time? Time. Okay, please log out once the time is up. All right, so another thing is also, there has also been a poor turnout as regards the junior category. A lot of our northern brothers, like I mentioned yesterday, are already in the SALA mode. Some of them are yet to see, make proper arrangements for their SALA ramps for their families, and then some of them are already on transit. So the timing became a bit too difficult for some of them. So most of the people that were here are people that are not traveling at all, or people that probably have had their ramps sorted. I've had my ramp sorted one way or the other. So I'm lucky enough to be here. So that's part of the reason for the poor turnout. But I believe going further from the positive reviews that will be submitted to the management and also the leadership of the organization, we will organize much more tailored trainings for staff members. Is the link closed? All right, so Thelma, the link has been closed. All test questions have, all quiz answers have been taken. Coalition will send you the name of the winners and their scores so that you can announce for us 3 of them. Thank you so much.
Okay, all right, thank you very much, Vala. Thank you, everyone. So when I was telling everybody to type in the comment section, there were people who were not able to type, but now that it's quiz, they typed. If I start calling names, there are so many names here that did not type all through. So immediately it got to quiz. I'm seeing that everybody's typing. Fantastic. Thank you, everyone. I loved our contribution. I love that, you know, we were able to carry each other along and we understand where we're coming from, and, you know, we want to be part of the transformational change that we're looking at here at NIPOST, and which I believe that if we work together, we're able to get much more out of the entire process. So thank you, everyone. So lastly, we're going to write the things that we're taking out of this training. So 2 things I want you to write. The first one is, what will I start doing from today as a result of being part of this training? What are the things I will start doing, and what are the things I will stop doing? As much as the people that commented on this platform today for quiz, I want to see your comment right away. What am I taking away from this session? What will I start doing, and what will I stop doing? What will I start doing, and what will I stop doing as a result of our conversation today? Please audit yourself. Audit yourself and tell us, what would you start doing? What would you stop doing? Please, the quiz is over. I'll focus on what we are going to start doing and stop doing. The quiz is over. Please write what we're going to start doing and the things we're going to stop doing. Please write. I need to be able to see the start and the stop. What are we going to start doing? What are we going to stop doing? And someone says, I will put myself in customer shoes and pay good attention to them. Thank you very much. Fantastic. We need to put ourselves in the customer's shoes so that we can relate and know how best to respond. Another one says, I'll try to show more empathy to customers. Fantastic. Somebody says, I am taking away to be a better internal customer to my colleagues and stop being a disgruntled staff. Fantastic. Thank you very much for this. These comments, I'm going to print them. I'm going to keep them. I'm going to have a review and ask Bala how far based on this commitment, because what you're giving me now is commitment, what we're going to start doing. So I hope that is reflected across board. So I love this part of understanding my internal customer and make sure that I work with them to achieve the company goals. Someone says, I believe we're now well equipped with first-hand information, so it's expected of all of us to put in more. So when you get more information, you're able to do more. Thank you very much. Someone said I'll be intentional and deliberate with my interaction with our customers. So please watch your colleagues that are commenting here in case along the line they don't represent you. Remind them and say, you wrote or you told us that you'll be more intentional. So that way we'll be more accountable. Says I'll be more proactive in attending to pertinent issues while putting time into consideration. Very key. Thank you very much for this commitment. Someone says, doing good to customers by not putting up bad attitude Awesome, awesome. I'll give my best in making NIPOST a better place for customers. Fantastic, fantastic. I will learn to say sorry when there is an issue, and I'm going to listen attentively to customers without interrupting. Bala, this is a fantastic team. I am super impressed. I mean, everyone followed through this training, and like they have unique reference points that they picked out. That's what I love about this. Someone says, I'm going to listen attentively to customers without interrupting. I'm going to provide service excellence. I'm going to provide service excellence and be more cautious to our customers. Okay. Someone said, I'll be better representative of NIPOST. I will ensure no customer leaves unhappy. Please keep your comments coming. I like to read all of that. Someone says, I'm going to start working on my communication skills, both verbal and non-verbal, and stop working with negative vibes. Fantastic. Thank you. I will listen and pay attention more. Yes, pay attention more. So it says the quiz was a perfect example to pay attention and understand better, not to get disappointed like I did in my quiz. Okay, so attention to details. We'll learn to always follow protocols, what has been said, and pay attention so that you can communicate, because they said the first person to submit and get it right. So you may take your time reviewing your answers and time has gone. I'll be more companionable about customer service delivery. I will be a better official in the front line. I will be more patient with my internal customers and less angry at the organization. Fantastic. Thank you very much. I like all of this that is coming up. All of us make up NIPOST. You are NIPOST, NIPOST is you. So I'll start making sure customers get more than their expectations. I will change my work ethics. This is like a pledge. So these are the things that we're pledging to me today to say that as part of my work in NIPOST, these are the things I'm going to start doing. This is what the management expects to see. So that when you start doing this, and management has been advised to do certain things and they don't do it, then we know that management is looking for our trouble from our own end. So do your own first. Do your part. I'll take care of the rest. So it says, I'll try to be more open and ultimately render a good service. Thank you. I'll be more calm with customers now. I'll be a better officer. I'll be very cautious, knowing fully well that whatever I do bad will tarnish the image of my organization. Ooh, beautiful, beautiful. I'll stop overreacting to customers' issue and so on. Thank you so very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for your contributions. I think there is nothing more to say. We all understood the entire session. I can only wish us the best. I hope that NIPOST is able to come back stronger, and all of us will be part of the story to say that NIPOST became XYZ at this time, and that can be your selling point when you go everywhere. You tell them, oh, we were part of the team that transformed NIPOST into what it is now in terms of, service delivery and all of that. So I would really want that we're all part of the success story. So please help NIPOST management, also help the organization, help your colleagues to achieve the goal of this business, and make sure that at every point in time, that you reflect the philosophy of NIPOST until the time you decide to leave NIPOST. Thank you very much, and I wish you the best in the future. We're going to announce the winner. So before you leave, except you did not write the quiz, then it's safe to say you're leaving. Outside that, someone says maintain steeze and composure in the face of angry customers. You get it? Awesome. So that works perfectly well. That means we have some Gen Zs here. Interesting. Or millennials that are opposing Gen Zs. Thank you so much. Thank you. So now, if you're happy about this training, if you worked out one, if you're taking something away, both for your house and for NIPOST or your personal life, please tell me in the comment section how you felt about this training while I announce the winner. So, do we have the results? We're trying to, but I hope it's unbiased. No, we don't want to experience anything that would say it was not clearly reported. So it's good that when we call the winners, that we also show evidence.
Okay, sorry, Selma. Results are still being collated. Now the issue is Certain conditions were stated clearly for participants and were shared to the various groups during the ad for the thing. Now, it will shock you that actually the person with the highest score in the current in the quiz failed to register for the event itself. So automatically, that's has to go to the next best person. So that disqualifies him or her. So we'll have that read to you now. We have sorted them out and then we'll send them to you and also read the information about it. So once you announce them, we'll also read their information.
Okay, thank you. You see, when there is an opportunity, register. When they said register for training, maybe some people thought maybe it's let's participate as much as possible. You never can tell what is going to come next. Right? Nobody knew this was going to come. And at the end, not only are you getting something, you're taking something away for your personal growth. It's something I love about participating in training. So don't ever ignore any training. Don't ever ignore any training opportunity that comes your way. So while we're waiting for the result, please keep your comments coming. I like to see them, and then some accolades to the NIPOS team, especially to your, how do you call the posts? Bala, how do you call the CEO? You call it the post. General what?
How do we do what?
How do you address the CEO?
That's the Postmaster General of the Federation.
Exactly, the Postmaster General. I'm missing that master. So all thanks to Postmaster General for, she was, we need this thing for our team. They need to move from where they are. I believe she's someone with a lot of vision, and I know that if we follow through, we're going to be able to get much more. So please help her, work together with her to achieve the goal of NIPOS. And like I said, so that we can be the team and say, in NIPOS, we are part of the team that changed things for us. So please thank her too. If you come across her handle, her office, give her a shout. Jesse will say shout out. So shout out to her for the wonderful opportunity. And I believe that she will bring more of this in different areas coming your way, so that we can do great things. Are we ready?
Yes, we are. Please, Thelma, you could check your communication line to see the winner. So their handles basically are what you're calling out for us, or miss their names. Okay, so I would be giving you their handles and also their locations within the country.
Are you going to add that now?
And once you announce the winners,
okay,
then I will, yes.
The winner. Okay, let's start with the third position. I'm going to be Ebuka of Big Brother right now. So, but I think we should keep that sound that puts people in tension. The third position for today's Accelerated Customer Service Assessment / quiz goes to, this person had 24. The score is 24. And the winner is, no, not the winner. The third position is Franca Lucky Ojile. Who is Franca Lucky Ojile? Oh yeah, write in the comment.
Congratulations, Franca.
Okay. So please, let's see you. You can turn on your camera. Let's see. Let's know who won our third place.
Franca, are you here?
Okay, yeah, Franca is here. Hey,
congratulations.
Franca. Congratulations. Congratulations to that. Okay, so the other people cheer her up so that you know whether your name is going to come up next.
Joe,
the second position has 27 score.
All right, hold up. Sorry. Hold up, Thelma. Let me read out Franca's information. Let me get her information, please. And congratulations to the people in our station. Please hold Franca in high esteem. Technical team, let me have the information, please.
Enough.
All right, so.
Yeah, Franca said today is her birthday. Franca said today is her birthday. So she has a birthday gift.
Happy birthday. Okay, so Franca Lucy Ojile, her email address is frankiefavor@gmail.com. She's an information officer 1. She's on grade level 9. She has spent 6 years in service. Her current role is in corporate communications department. Thank you so much, Franca. Congratulations. And your location, sorry, let me see.
And happy birthday to all these people that are
Happy
joining.
Birthday to you too. So please, we can have the second person.
Okay, so the second position for this great conversation goes to, this person has 27 score, 27. So the name is, why did I know this person was going to be among the first 10? Soje Deborah Jamila. Woo!
Yay!
Can we have her?
Congratulations, Soje.
Let's have you.
Soje, are you here?
Let's see you.
Congratulations.
Yay, congratulations.
All right, so Soje Jamila Deborah is her email address.
Thank you.
All right, so her email address is debbie2@yahoo.com. And she is a postal controller 1. She's on grade level 9. She has spent 6 years in service. Her duty station is Suleja, that's in Niger State. And her current role is supervision. Congratulations, Soje.
Congratulations, Soje. Someone says the winner better be a guy. You have not seen that women are yet to take over. You've not heard about women. Here it's today. So the first position, hey, this person scored 30. This person scored 30. And the winner is Thelma. No, that's not it. The first position goes to Okonewa Mercy Odegwa. First position goes to Mercy. Yay!
Congratulations.
Abraham, you better be a man. Sorry, you're all female.
If Mercy here, Mercy, are you here? Can we see your face? Because we cannot.
Mercy, can we see you?
Mercy, is she here?
Congratulations, Mercy. Congratulations, Mercy.
Mercy, where are you? Before the lot falls on someone else.
Congratulations, Mercy. Okay.
Okay, so Mercy Okonewa Odegwa. Her email address is okenewamercy92@gmail.com. She is a postal controller 1. She is on grade level 9, and her current role is also in operations, but she has been posted to counter. So congratulations, Mercy. Now, thank you so much, Thelma, for announcing the winner. So the worthy winners, the people that will have won this in the first place, but did not register, some did not register for the training. The first person had the highest score of 33. That is Oluwa Busayo. Your details were not found on the registration database. And the second person is also 30. Debbie, you did not register. And then also the third will have been 27, Osemuyi from Abuja. You did not register for the training. So that's it about our winners. All the prizes for the winners will be dispatched to you. And then also you will be required to give a video evidence of receipt of your prizes, and also make a short clip also that will be posted on the Telegram group. So Mercy, Soje, and Franca, you would receive you'll be contacted, and then your prizes will be sent to you accordingly. But for the data, all people, everybody that participated in today's training will receive their data accordingly, refunded to them accordingly. Thank you so much, Thelma. Over to you for the closing. Thelma. Are you there?
Yes. What did you say?
Okay, so that's it from our team here.
Okay, so that's it across board. Thank you, everyone. And please, we expect to have more than the best from you. Thank you and have a great afternoon.
Sorry, and also, if you feel you scored the same score, you had the same score, time of submission was also considered. Time of submission was also considered. Sorry. Thank you so much. Thelma, you can continue, please. Is Thelma still there?
Yes, I am. So I think that's
all right. So we're done.
Definitely, yes, we're done. Thank you, everyone, and see you at the top. Bye.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone. God bless each and every one of you. Please become our customer service ambassadors in your various stations. A big, big, big shout out to the Postmaster General and the CEO, Mr. Laudemi, and also all the team that handled the data collection and also the hosting. Special shout out to Mr. Felix. Special shout out to the director of ICT, Mr. Gabriels, for also making sure we had a hitch-free internet, hitch-free services. And then also a big shout out to the Director of Corporate Communications. You were quite instrumental in this. A big shout out to the Deputy Director of Corporate Communications, Mrs. Idris, and also to the entire team of the social media, to the entire NIPO social media team. Thank you so much for everyone. And then the participants, thank you so, so much. Thank you. God bless each and every one of you. We love you all. I know.